Greetings, adventurers. This is Have Dice Will Save, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition adventure where my 5 friends will nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. So, thank you for joining us for episode 8. A couple of quick things we want to go over before we start. Some of you may have noticed we now have a shiny subscription button up above our heads.
It's super cool.
I'm not gonna pressure anyone to push such buttons.
Push the button.
But we'd like you if you did.
We also have a cheer leaderboard, so if you all wanna
We have a cheerleader
get your
board?
name, up on the throw some bits at us, get your name up at the top of the chat. You can do that too.
You can
Yes.
look for a date, Paul.
Wow.
You can look for a date.
Starting off strong, we've got Quake TV
I
subscriber.
get killed in character, I get
Yay.
killed out of character.
Thanks, Justin. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so we'll talk a little more about things like that probably when we go to our break. In the meantime, everybody take a deep breath, because here we go. Okay, so last time on Have Dice Will Save, our adventurers made it back to the little town of Adelant and spent some time catching up with the people they met there.
Shopping.
And shopping.
Failing at shopping.
And failing really hard at finding pastries.
And failing really hard at not finding pastries as well.
It was a bad day for whatever it was. Our monk continued to build her, we'll call it an ad hoc monastery.
I have students, guys.
You're a bad
Students.
influence.
I'm a good influence. I taught people how to punch things.
Morgan-
She's an influence.
Morgan started a child fight club.
Yeah.
And then
I'm not supposed to talk about it.
and then they all went to sleep. And were awakened by attacking bugbears,
I got it.
who more or less murdered Emily.
Twice.
And just before we left off, they had all gone back to sleep. So, you all survived long enough to wake up.
Thanks. I
Good.
appreciate that.
In whatever state of rested you can manage after.
And it's not a good one.
For some descriptions of rest.
We're gonna need to start setting watch in the tavern.
That's sad.
No, we go to Marshall's stand. They have much better guard there.
You say that, and then we get attacked again.
If we get attacked again, it's in Marshall's stand, which makes it way cooler. We then take enemy, we put them in garden. Will be wonderful.
What garden of...
Garden of the Slain.
Where is our garden of the slain?
We don't have one yet. We need to make one.
But if we keep slaying people in other cities, how would we get them back to our garden? Would we have to keep going back to the same place to
We can
put
put
them
them
in our
in the
garden?
bag of holding.
I like thinking. Is yes.
Okay.
Chop them up
What?
a little.
Oh.
Would that make
Garden of the what? Is this an actual thing?
Roll a society, please, Emily.
But does he just know this? Has she been
You may also roll a society.
Okay, gotcha.
17. 17, sir.
That's a
Natural 20 for a total
The
of
Garden of the
26.
Slain is a sacred place of the Marshal where the most prominent slain enemies of the Marshal. Yeah.
Oh no!
There we go.
Oh,
It's all be fine.
Morgan,
We're the
I love
most
you.
I love you too.
we're the most prominent enemies of the Marshal after they are killed are displayed, being magically preserved for extended or sometimes permanent periods.
Okay, so it's something that I actually would know.
Yes,
Would not
it is
have
a significant part of Cadian culture. There are more than one Garden of the Slain. I don't know what gardens of the Slain, whatever.
Multiple gardens.
There are multiple gardens
Garden
of the Slain.
Slains. The worst.
the-
of both.
The primary one, however, is and by far largest is in Marshall's Stand. Erisgate does have a Garden of the
Okay.
Slain. It's significantly smaller and is more like a museum than active. It's very rare for someone to get added to that garden. But basically, if it is a particularly notable enemy or an enemy slain by a particularly notable servant of the Marshal, there is a reasonable chance they will get preserved and added to the garden.
I was
Continue.
surprised that you'd be on board with the garden.
I just wanted to figure out the logistics of it. But I am not on board.
We can use the garden shears to keep it looking nice.
Is,
But we would.
well, no,
you'd
the
be
slain do
cutting
not
people.
grow anymore.
Oh.
You'd be cutting people.
It's gentle repose we need.
Well, there's not like actual plants.
Well, maybe.
What kind of garden?
I show you. I show you
Garden of the
Garden of the
Slain?
Slain when we get there. It will be a wonderful trip. We go, we tour. I will preserve some people. It will be good.
That was
Okay.
oddly not specific.
Vaguely ominous. Threatening.
Vaguely ominous.
Ominous.
You are vaguely ominous. That is good description of part.
All
I'm too hungry for this. I'm
That
going
should
to
be
go
our
get
team
breakfast.
Could
name.
also be team name. Vaguely ominous.
Right.
Vaguely ominous.
Oh my god. No.
Yeah, breakfast.
Yeah. I need a drink.
Is breakfast ale just going to become a thing for this party?
Breakfast moonshine, thank you.
That's fair.
Breakfast sounds good. I'm hungry after a fight last night.
Oh, is our barkeep still alive? Did we check on her again?
Yeah, I head downstairs. Who's at the bar?
Yeah.
Good question.
He
As
was
you will
kind of
remember.
dead last time.
Yeah, he
Mostly,
was very
mostly.
close
I
to death.
stabilized him.
You
thank
stabilized him. He's not deceased. That doesn't mean he's in fighting shape this morning.
Or more importantly, bartending.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, you gain hit points equal to your level at night. He doesn't have a level.
We should probably kill him.
there are people for that. I'm just saying. He's doesn't spring back to life like you, crazy adventurer folk.
I think I did heal him, but still.
You did a
Yeah,
little
you
bit.
did.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But it was just 3 wounds.
he is not infected.
Okay.
He's taking a sick day.
He is. I'm probably
I am
taking a
also
sick month.
taking a
Taking
sick
a
day.
stab day.
Stabbed day.
When you go downstairs, you find the alchemist shop tender has come across
I
town.
don't think I've met this guy.
Is that the guy that I...
Yes.
Well, only
Yes.
Oh.
those
Yeah, I've
few-
never actually met him. So.
The sort of tall half-elf guy.
I
Yes.
didn't
That
because
you
I
were
couldn't
talking
find
to.
Scree anymore.
I'm the only
We
one
found him. We all lost Scree. And just never met the man.
I found you.
Yes.
Good morning. Make me a moonshine drink now, please.
Yes. Of course. Just so I remember, were you using the hat of disguise when you went into his shop, or was that later?
Oh god, I don't remember.
I think it was.
I think it was. No, I was using it because I
Were
used
you-
it to get away from her.
Yes, you were definitely using
So
it. Okay,
he
so
doesn't
he.
recognize me.
Okay. Just
Sorry,
making
you did
sure
what,
that
goblin
he's suddenly
friend?
seeing a goblin.
Good morning,
That was
sir.
not in character, Morgan.
Good morning, sir. I need some breakfast when you can.
Yes, that will be just a moment.
Do I notice him noticing me?
He's not good. He's not like trying to hide it, and if he did, he doesn't seem like he'd be good at it. So yes.
Okay.
How is barkeep?
I haven't checked on him this morning. He seemed bad from
Well,
last I heard.
it was worse when I found him. Fortunately, healing was successful, so
Yes, good work
should
on
be
that.
okay soon.
I've got yes, I'm brewing some concoctions for him.
Ah,
But anyway, food first. Food.
duh.
I know how to do this. He disappears back into the kitchen.
Do you need help?
Hey. No?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Better cast guidance. Some.
Guidance.
You have to touch him to cast guidance.
No, it's not a touch spell anymore.
Oh, is it not a touch spell? Okay, never mind. Then you successfully catch him just before, like you lean over the bar so you
Let me
can see
double-check,
into the
but I'm pretty
kitchen.
sure it's not
It's fine. We'll say it's not. It's for flavor purposes anyway.
Yes.
You lean over the bar as he goes into the kitchen so that you can see him long enough to just make a few arcane gestures, well, occultic gestures, and cast guidance on him. And you can see him pulling together, honestly, like leftover stuff, mostly. Heating it real quick and brings it back out.
But that microwaving is real good with the guidance.
He manages not to burn any of it, so good work. And he comes back out with some food, which he just kind of like sets it down on a table for all of you, rather than attempting to like split it up himself.
Yeah.
And eventually he brings you a glass of something.
Is there coffee?
Yes, of course.
Thank you,
Now
sir.
his world is coffee.
I hadn't.
I hadn't thought about it either, so now it
So
does.
what are you brewing for?
Oh, healing potions, obviously.
Oh, you do potion.
Yeah, his
Yes.
shop is amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So good. It's great to see you again. So nice. Do you want a honey bun? I just pull one out of my pocket.
No, thank you.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I feel like you should roll an accidental intimidation.
Oh,
It's a natural one.
Good. You critically fail. He's like
Finds it
just
endearing.
watching you shove the honey bun in your mouth is too adorable. For him not to be like, oh,
I mean, I still get like 12 points from that, but.
sure, but it's a natural
Okay.
one. Like,
Okay.
Scree, you know, man.
Yeah, that's where I got my fire potion from.
You know, the one that I was gonna throw at the kids
Why were you going to throw it? Kids?
to teach them fire.
It
That's
would teach
not-
fire, but you don't want to throw at them.
I
You
don't
just
know
show
then
them.
How'd that work?
It does
Do not-
not. But thank you for trying, Goblin Friend.
You know what they say. Build a man on fire, he warm for a day. Set a man on fire, he warm for rest of his life.
That
Very short life.
Thank you, Terry Pratchett.
yes, that's accurate.
Oh, I'm gonna do like the hat thing and like turn myself into that thing that he saw yesterday.
He like jumps a full foot and a half backwards.
Just gonna go like, hey.
Oh,
Scree, the point of that is to put it on before you see people.
Also
that
to
does make sense.
not let them know that it's you. If you show
Why, this
you
is
them,
fun. He seems nice.
yes, fair point.
Thank you.
He made us food. He's good on
I
my.
did make food. I tried some of the food. How is it?
It's fine. Like, I mean, it's
Okay.
mostly leftover food. It tastes reheated.
Tastes
Yeah.
like food.
Yes, it's it's all the stuff that wouldn't go bad being left over. Right.
Some stew that he would put in the icebox and then put back in the kettle again.
More or less, yes.
Have
the
you
thing-
any
The
rats?
thing you get, by the way, is
The rats, it was the
It-
one
it's-
time.
It was it.
It was the one
alcoholic.
time. It was
Okay.
it's hard to say exactly what it's made from, but you ordered moonshine and he just kind of got the most like caustic alcoholic thing that he could find.
Great. I'm gonna just chug it. So
Rubbing alcohol.
Emily,
delicious.
Rats just makes us look.
Now
good.
we
Don't
find
let
out
these
if
rats
goblins
get
go
in the way.
blind.
Wait, what?
It's like,
So we need to meet with Henry
Yeah,
and
he was
probably
trying
get
to get hold
going.
of
I
us.
think 2 days more.
Yeah. He wanted to talk to us. I don't remember if I wrote specifically why he wanted to talk to us.
Don't know
About
if
the
he
house.
said
Yeah.
exactly why he wanted to talk to us. I think that's why we're talking to him, to figure out why he wants to talk to us.
It was something about something he found out at the at
Oh.
Tirla's old place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well. Anyone else have anything besides that we should do in town?
Oh.
Wait, out of character. Do I remember? Do you remember that you wanted to get the?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Making sure. I don't know if Emily remembers, so I don't know if I have to say something.
Yeah, oh, it's so.
Sorry.
Talk to Henry. Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah. So. I think we talk to Henry after breakfast and then get moving. Huh?
Sounds like a good plan.
Brainstorm name on way. We should
Da.
see if we can have name by the time we get to that.
The DOS.
That's not good.
Hey, horror. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna get up
So,
to leave.
I'm just gonna eat the rest of my breakfast.
yes,
No.
Same.
he kind of stares at you the whole time. like,
Like, what are these people?
I'm gonna kind of like wave back when we go to leave and be like, "Thanks again, you're the best." Bye.
I kind of stare back at him periodically. Not like intimidating glares, but just like
Sure.
kind of watch him back.
Out of curiosity, does anybody else wearing short sleeve shirts that you can see their brains on?
No.
I believe
Clothing-wise?
my thing does not have sleeves.
yes, Emily's ski does not have sleeves.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Ivan would not be because
No, you've got
armor does not. I can confirm armor does not work well with short sleeves.
Question. Do I have thorns by my wrists?
It is on your left wrist, a single
Left
thorn on
wrist?
your left wrist.
Because I could possibly cover it up with my wrapping.
Sure. In theory, if you made an effort of it,
Yeah.
you could hear it. As in terms of everyone else, I think everyone else has long sleeve things.
Yeah.
Really?
So- Yeah.
Mostly, I was just trying to gauge if I could see that everybody else still has one on their left arm.
You can make a perception check. Nobody's trying to hide it, I assume, like, particularly.
20 total.
See
Uh,
nothing.
Yes, obviously, screen does not have one.
Screen, you got rid of your thorn!
Magic.
I burnt
So-
it off.
Everyone else, however, still has a single thorn.
Okay. I would like to make an occultism check to determine the nature.
Sure.
I mean, it's basically, it boils down to dying is bad, which I knew already, but
Try not to die.
that's not very good. Only a 13.
Clearly, it triggered for some reason.
Cool.
It's the presence of bugbears. That's what does it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bugbear.
It turns
That's
out
goblins.
that being near bugbears gives you extra thorns,
It's a giant dwarven axe.
but just you.
Just you.
Every time you get hit by a dwarven axe, you get one extra thorn.
Every time you get hit by a dwarven axe wielded by a bugbear.
Yes.
Yes.
Only that's.
It's very specific. It's not a very useful curse. It's
So I guess we'll head out to Henry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What do you all think about fighting 5?
No.
Hmm. What about I don't know how to translate, so no, not that. We're walking to Henry.
Ivan's very settled on this.
We want a name. We need good. It's good for morale. Team building, huh? So you can't speak gang without a name.
Oh. Do you remember that Sparks can speak Orc now?
Oh, you changed it? Okay.
changed
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Speak orc.
Yes.
Yes, it's
so,
Orc.
so in Orcish, Sparks says da. No, I mean, he just makes the da noise. It's got like a weird Orcish accent, I guess. Exactly like that.
Yeah, that was great.
So you're going to see Henry.
Go see Henry.
Henry, save us all.
So yeah, you go over to the other side of town where you know the guard post is, and as you're getting near to it, you actually see Henry riding down the street toward the post. He looks exhausted.
Aw.
The shine on his armor isn't quite as pristine as it was last you saw him. He's got the dark circles under his eyes.
Be a busy man.
He looks like he's been riding for a while, and his horse looks exhausted as well. And it is a different horse than the He doesn't notice you at first as he gets down off the horse and goes toward the guard post.
Hail, Henry. Like,
Yes.
my brain's not working super
That's fine.
good today.
It's okay.
He hears you and looks
Hey.
over.
Hell.
Oh,
H-A-I-L, not
Yes.
H-E-I-L. Different word.
yes.
A little bit.
Also pronounced differently. But anyway, yes. Oh,
We heard that you wanted to speak to us. Are you okay?
yes.
you look-
It's been a long few days. Yes, do come. And he steps into the guard post.
Follow him in?
Yep.
Yep. Trip into the garden.
It's not a big guard post. It's
He holds the door open because he's nice.
he does. And as you file all in, there's not like a lot of space.
Mm.
So you it's a little tight quarters, but he moves behind the desk,
You're thin,
shooing
you're
away his one sort of that same scout armored guard that you all had met along the way, except Scree, obviously. Interestingly, he didn't even notice you had a goblin among you.
I'm just hiding. by
She's
her.
small and he's tired.
He's very tired. Adventures
So-
just do crazy things. It's fine.
He sits down behind the desk, opens a drawer, and pulls out a little book. It's leather bound and looks like some mud has gotten on it along the way.
Mhm.
And he sets it down on top of the desk. We went out to Tila's house after you came back. It looked abandoned,
I believe it has been.
though there were a few things left behind.
Would you?
Apparently took her furniture.
She burned all furniture.
Oh, you met her?
We found fragments of furniture in the fireplace.
Oh. That's a deception check from you, please.
God damn it. God damn it. Should have reminded everybody, hey, we weren't on the up and up about this.
11.
11. Okay. You see no immediate visible signs that he has noticed the deceit.
Oh god.
Although technically that wasn't a lie.
No, but it is in
It's very much
pursuance
hiding
of
something.
deceit.
True.
Just because the actual words are true doesn't
Yes.
mean.
Very true.
Anyway,
Would you mind if I examine?
yes, please.
I'm gonna take a quick leaf through.
One of these things.
If it's
Yep.
super occulty, I'm gonna make an occulty check.
I'm gonna detect magic on it. Is it magical
It
at
is
all?
not magic.
It's a tome.
It is a journal. And as you flip through it, there's a lot of kind of normal entries just kind of day-to-day stuff, but there are a few that stand out to you. Like this.
The rot takes us all.
What
What it says on some of the older.
What is?
This is a journal from right around the time when Tirla's wife had passed away.
Oh,
It gets a little bit illegible as you go after. I mean, obviously she wasn't exactly.
still isn't.
Damn it! I'm trying to think.
You wouldn't be investigating in person.
Freaking dwarves can't lie to save their lives.
I know. I'm just like, man, had a great life setup going. All right, we'll make this more clear. When we went out to the house, Tirla was still there.
I see.
She was the source of the abominations due to magical experimentation.
Got away.
They escaped from her thing or from her
Oh.
dwelling place and raided the town. We killed all of them.
And got away. Could not best her, but she fled. Thus, house is abandoned now.
Interesting.
And she is well into.
Can I try to see if he's like angry that they're like
Yeah.
like that?
Sure.
Okay.
That's a perception check.
Okay.
It's like since we're halfway there, let's just clear
15.
the air.
He's not happy.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna kind of shrink down more, try to make myself more
Sure.
invisible.
You can roll stealth, actually.
Sweet. That's a natural one. So many. I'm retiring.
The dice got a story today.
Oh God.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Actually, while
You try to sneak around and step on his foot.
no, you actually
Over.
trip over Amelie,
Oh God.
like over her leg, and sprawl flat on the floor.
Oh God, silly. I'm so clumsy. Right back at you.
Are you alright, goblin friend?
He can't see me behind you. Fine.
I think he's already seen you.
Hi.
Yes, hello.
She is our friend. She has saved our lives
Something
multiple
with
times.
dreams and talking
I helped
to
with
her
the
and all sorts
bugbears. I killed them. I'm
We
friends.
did have
can
to kill
discuss the
2
journal.
bugbears. You may want to look into how 2 bugbears got in our room.
Yeah, this isn't exactly the time to be.
No,
Bring
I'm
that
not
up.
bringing anything up, but if she mentioned, I say.
Yes.
Please don't hurt me.
It will hurt you.
Do you want a honey bun?
No, thank you.
We're trying to pursue.
So
Liz
she is
on
being
her.
talked to in dreams.
Picked her up on the way.
Yeah.
Just a comment. This would be faster if somebody read it out loud.
It's hard to believe we're finally 22 Freyorg 2611. It's hard to believe we're finally back home. The house is just as Mother's letters described it. So peaceful. Jessel says she misses the sounds of the city and the food, but I'm sure she'll come to love it here as much as Shar Hill. Strovon, 2612. Hendry came by this morning. It seems most of the reserves are being put on notice. I guess the rumors of border incursions are true. Jessel is confident they won't need us, but I'm not sure. I don't think Hendry would have come all the way out here if he didn't think we were going to be activated. 18th Wogan, 2612. Word came. We're leaving for Southwatch in the morning. 28 Uben, 2612. The winter is setting in. It's so much colder than home. I don't know how anything lives this far south, let alone in Skyboosthill. I feel so sorry for Jessel. She thought it was too cold near Adelant. She's out on patrol, while I nearly always stay here in safety, killing the ones they bring back. 3 more wounded in an ambush today. Poor Alder, 2613. He's dead. Ambushed while scouting past the border. Burned with some kind of alchemical fire. Not enough left for me to resurrect. 13 Wogan, 2613. The Regency has finally replied. They said that a casting of that nature would be an inefficient use of the Grand Theurgy's resources. They don't think a lowly foot soldier is worth their time? Fine, fuck them. 20 Orulog, 2613. I've been having strange dreams. I'm usually walking through the orchards, but they seem to go on forever. I can hear people talking somewhere, but I never find them. And there's this smell. 1 Obelm, 2613. They've gotten worse. His voice whispers in my dreams. 1 again and again. The rat takes us all. 14 Marvash, 2613. I know what to do. And then it gets crazy from here. Really read much from that.
Andrew, any idea who the him they talk about is? It says he talks into. Know who that may be? Some local haunt or something.
Not specifically.
Now who's not lying well?
Damn it, people. Oh Jesus. What's your passive
Rub your thorn.
will save, I guess? your will DC, I think it is? Or
My
deception
will?
DC?
Oh, deception?
Yeah.
It's fairly high. It is. Passive is 10. 20.
Oh dear.
There are some
He
theories.
sees all.
He's rolling really well, guys.
Oh dear.
That was a natural 19.
Oh.
Theories about what?
What the source of this might be.
What are some of the theories?
Our question first, I guess.
It might be best not to spread speculation.
What does rot consumes all? Does that mean anything?
I suppose it's true. Everything rots eventually.
Pause.
Master Hendry, may I ask you a frank question?
Yes. Also, I'm not a master.
I apologize. Do you suspect us?
Yes.
May I ask why?
I think he's fairly self-evident about that.
I mean, I don't know what he knows, and I don't know what he's thinking. I can't read minds.
I wasn't even there, so. Happened upon me.
Hush, God.
God. Swear to God.
I'm
Not
sorry.
yet.
Subtlety. Party forte?
Amelie's never known for her subtlety. Okay. I'm very blunt.
Needless to say, your choices to withhold certain information has made it difficult to entirely trust.
I understand, and I respect your honesty. I apologize in our lack of honesty, but I can assure you that our intentions are true and
You're
honest.
on same side.
Yes.
Do you have any theories?
Rila is working with
Clearly.
someone powerful.
I do not know when we encountered her. I do not know who was empowering her. She is still cleric. I do not think of same god. And that is suspicious. Especially with talking in head and something about rot and all that.
We had all had strange dreams before we even met her. Dreams that involved things that she mentioned when she talked to us. And then she gave us an opportunity to work for her retrieving items. We knew she was up to something. And the thought was to infiltrate her operation, get more information about who she's working for and what their aim is.
Well,
see.
more to the point. She was going to be gone by the time anybody could get to her if we had betrayed her at the time.
She had us locked in a cellar at the time that she revealed this to us. So it was one part escaping with our lives, one part trying to find out more information to stop her, because trying to battle her clearly didn't work. She kicked our asses and then locked us in a root cellar. Then offered us a job.
Interesting. Well,
I believe she had other kind of zombie thing with her that was her attempt at resurrecting wife.
Her ultimate goal seems to involve
Seems very protective of her.
being able to permanently resurrect.
So, when we had first met, I told you my theories about things in this nature. I told you the reason that I had been in town, the reason I'm looking for these people. It follows a lot of the similar patterns that they do. They target people who are desperate, people who are desperate and have access to power, either societal or magic or divine in this case, and then try and extort that to their own purposes. It seems, at least as far as we can tell, another instance of this.
that is very interesting.
Definitely some kind of weird cult shit.
Sir Henry, I greatly appreciate you hearing us out. We wish you nor your city no harm.
I like your city. They have good honey buns here.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sure, the bakers will be happy to know.
Album and seal of approval.
I will do sigil. Seal.
I think that was
Oh, I'm gonna take it off. Sorry.
Ta-da.
Ta-da!
We've since retrieved the first item. We wanted to see what would happen, and we did. And what happened is Tirla found a way to contact one of us in our dreams, which is creepy as fuck, and tell us, okay, go on your way. I'll tell you when to retrieve the next object and what it is when it's time to retrieve. But we don't even know all of what she wants us to retrieve or what she's going to do with it. But we figured better with us than with her, and it would allow us an opportunity to find out more of what she, because it's nothing good.
What's more, the being in our dreams has also been after it.
The what?
The being in her dreams has also been after it.
But she wants it.
We're all too much.
Like, if anybody is looking in Emmeline's general direction, she's like fuming. It's like,
I'm purposefully trying to not look at you.
I'm looking at you and I agree. Like,
it's just like every
no.
time it's just like, oh yeah, the dreams. Oh yeah, they talk to us in the dreams. Oh yeah, we are getting these items.
Yeah,
Oh,
the black
and it just
bar.
every time it's just like, we had to clear the plate a little bit. We
I
didn't have to
feel
clear
you,
the plate this
Yeah.
much.
Even Ivan's like, why are we talking?
You're the reason we had to do.
Yeah, clear the plate a little bit.
Damn it,
I didn't
Tessie.
say dreams.
Someone else said dreams. Right? We did. Yes. Yes.
I have dreams. Sometimes I'm flying. It's great. Let's go.
Hush, goblin.
We
friend.
should leave. We have to go across to another city. Nice talking to you.
I think it might be best if you were to have a conversation with the Home Office.
Is kind of what I was thinking. I don't necessarily trust your guard. The city has tried to kill me twice, the 2
Ivan.
times I've been here. We're going to Marshall's
This is
stand.
not the time.
Who do we talk to there? This seems big.
You should go to High Watch and speak with Bastion of the Flame. Tell him I sent you.
I will.
They're just gonna
I respect
murder the
you,
shit
Henry.
out of us.
I respect you, Henry. Quite a
know
bit,
you.
actually. But I've been to your town twice, and both times I've been attempted to be killed in my sleep.
At least one of
This
the
does not
times.
speak well to guards. You are
There's-
not the only one here. I trust you.
Their guards are stretched thin. They don't have the manpower out here.
Regardless, I've been to town twice. Both times was attempted to be murdered in sleep.
One could speculate that you brought bugbears to my town
That's a point.
and got my innkeeper nearly killed,
I was the reason your innkeeper's still alive.
which is why it's
Also
the
the
reason we're
reason-
having a conversation.
Yes, we know, goblin.
I am a good goblin. Don't kill me.
If I intended to kill you, you would be dead by now. Anyway,
Henry knows Aramark. He knows! That's the notes for today.
Actually, it's Henry knows he.
He
and
knows.
and then he knows.
Henry
Bastion
knows.
of the Flame.
Oh.
yes, he is the High God.
I do believe this is bigger than one town.
Of the
So is
Flame. Bastion of the
Yeah,
I like it.
You know why you like
Believe it or not, I do like you, Henry. I respect
I'm
you.
so glad.
You're both servants of
Ivan,
Marshall.
just shut up.
Can I see if he was being sarcastic?
You don't need
Sure.
to roll for that, I don't
I
think.
mean,
Yeah,
you,
no.
you can roll perception and roll not a natural
you
one.
need to roll to miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a natural run.
Okay, yes, he was being sarcastic.
He hates you, Ivan. Just shush.
It's also not what that means. But
There are two of which.
Before we go, I believe you have a breastplate that is confiscated, not terribly of use to you. Wish to buy it off of, or give you compensation for it.
that seems likely. I will have to check. I have not taken personal stock of the confiscated items recently. Well then, we'll be back in a moment. And he gets up and turns to go into the back and sift through confiscated items. You guys get a minute or two among yourselves.
Time and place, Ivan. Time and place.
Is now.
I am sorry, cousin.
Now we know
Seriously.
who to talk to. Now we know where to go. I was against keeping him in dark in the first place.
That's not. Well, I mean, that also
Bury
is an
yourself
issue,
in
but
lies, and it does not serve anybody.
a certain aspect of subtlety when we've chosen the current path, it wasn't my first decision either. But it was the path that we set for it. And if you can't trust yourself not to put a foot in your mouth, then just keep it shut.
I do not feel that this is the time to fight. The truth is out now.
But even outside of that, there's no use in like angering him further by talking down about the guards. There's no use in.
Seriously, yes.
I'm concerned about this.
I believe Ivan was trying to be honest. It may not have been the opportune time.
For towns, this has surprisingly high death rate.
There's been one instance caused by things that were actually to do with the town. The other instance was an issue of bugbears tracking us down from where we were previously.
Regardless, why have guard? He's not going to do anything. Henry is captain of guard. I like him. Henry is competent. I worry for his other people. Guard fucked up.
Guards shouldn't also usually have to deal with a raiding party of bugbears.
Guard should know it's in town. Is what they're there for. Sky Vuskill, there is raiding party of bugbears sometimes. Sometimes you have guard to deal with. Is why guard exists. If they sit on their ass and do nothing while their people in town get killed.
Now, what in Henry's personality makes you think that he just has the guards sit around and do nothing all day?
I don't think Henry does that. I think they do that. I think Innkeeper's almost dead, and I liked Innkeeper. He gave us good booze. He was a good man. I like Innkeeper, and he is almost dead. Only reason he'd live is me.
Only reason he almost died is you.
Well, us collectively.
He would be dead with thorn zombies without us, who were caused by other problem having to do with deaths in town. Someone from town died, starting whole chain of events. Guards do not seem adequate for number of deaths that keep happening in town.
I still
I
do
think
not
the-
feel this is the right time to fight.
They need better guard.
And I respect
It's not
that.
relevant at the moment, though. This is what I'm trying to say, is that angering people over something that's not relevant and not easily fixed in the current time isn't going to help our interests in any way. That's all I'm trying to say, is time and place.
And I respect that. Thank you. No,
Okay.
but I trust my cousin's judgment.
That's a poor life decision.
Yeah.
I know. Like, not in everything, but like in certain things, I understand your logic. I understand both
You
of
are
your
too
logics.
close.
But yeah.
You are too much in hiding things.
There's some things, not necessarily hiding, but subtlety is important in a lot of cases.
And sometimes it's not.
In this case, it was important.
I think this might be a difference in upbringing.
Subtlety is important for enemies. Subtlety is important for enemies, can be deadly for friends. I do not want to be subtle with someone that I consider on our side. I want to be truthful.
Tessie's facial expressions are just beautiful for that.
Now he comes back out.
Was he listening to our conversation?
Probably.
You have no way to know that.
Yeah, probably.
At this point, everything's on the table. That's just like, fuck
But
it.
that's why I kind of felt like it probably shouldn't be arguing right now. All this stuff's out. We can talk about the shit later.
But he is carrying the same breastplate you saw. Was this the one you were interested in?
It seems intact,
Yes.
functional, if dirty.
Should not be terribly difficult to clean.
Sorry. The shade was too much for Paul.
So, how much do you wish for?
Well, given the somewhat soiled nature, it's what, 7 gold normally, I think?
It's 8 normally.
8? Okay. 7 gold, 6 silver.
Find that very fair. Hand over 7 gold, 6 silver. You have projects for tonight. Armor. Yeah, I'm gonna hand over the money and
Sure.
take it. Take off some blood.
It's all dried and crusty and stuff,
Uh-huh.
so, you know. Gross, but not like
Yeah.
sticky gross, at least.
Bless the bum. Is there anything else you wish us to relay to Bastion of Flame?
No, I think this will be quite enough.
Okay.
I roll a.
Anything else you need while we're in town?
There's no sense motive skill anymore.
No.
It's just perception. Yeah, I mean, sense motive is perception. Yeah. You may feel free to roll it.
Real quick. Bastion is. You mentioned talking to the home office. I'm assuming these people are your superiors, or
Yes, Bastian is the high god.
Okay. Is he? I'm trying to figure out a way to phrase this. We'll find out when we get there, I guess.
Anything else you need while we're in town? Otherwise, we will make our way.
No, thank you, though.
I hope that you get much rest, Sir Henry.
Huh.
Seems unlikely. But
I
thank you.
apologize.
I have a question for you. You haven't, like, happened to see another goblin around, have you? Oh,
No.
no. Okay.
Are you looking for another goblin?
I'm walking out.
Did we misplace a goblin? I thought we only had one.
You might not
Getting
be
lonely,
looking for a
maybe.
goblin. I am looking. It's fine. I walk out. Thanks anyway.
Anytime.
Thank you, Sir Henry.
Lead us, you know where we're going. And I head out.
Yeah, we're just gonna head out. We're just gonna head out.
I'll leave.
Like
Cool.
a lot of other people are just kind of like going like this, just like direct nod, walk out.
I bow and I just head out. Just like,
Okay.
yeah. Are we outside now?
Yes.
That was very awkward.
Let's get out
Excellent
of town.
observance.
Unmatched observational skills.
At least I had enough tact to say it after we left.
He needs to know his guards are not doing job.
So
I
in
meant the
terms of
entire
They're
party,
not doing job.
I
In
meant
terms
the
of-
entire exchange.
Let's get out of town.
Yeah, we're leaving.
Yes.
We are actively walking.
in terms of party order, like Evelyn's marching far in front of other people, just like so angry marching.
Okay.
I will take up the rear.
I'll follow behind Emily.
Sure.
I'm just kind of walking probably in the middle somewhere.
Kind of like mockingly, like behind your back. So angry.
The most angry. She liked Henry. She didn't want Henry to like hate us all.
I know.
And now Henry hates us all.
Like, Amelie
doesn't hate me.
Amelie respects why, but she agrees more with Ivan that we should tell people. Or at least the very least tell Hendry.
Talk
So-
in character.
If I come back to town and get attacked again, I'm just considering the guards to be just not guards. Don't be count anymore.
For fuck's sake.
If I get attempted murder 3 times in same town, that's it. That's all I get.
Maybe you're the problem, not the town. Throwing that out there.
I think guard is problem. They need to be able to handle threat if threat comes to town. Is why there is guard. What point of guard if they cannot fight?
Not everybody can fight at your level, Ivan.
Then they shouldn't be guards, should they? They don't need them to fight at my level. I need them to be able to do anything at all.
How often do bugbears come to a town like that?
Not often.
It depends. Here, not so much. Skyvuskill, quite a bit more.
Well, we're not fucking in Sky.
No, I don't know what they have here. It's probably worse than Bugbear. I don't know. This place is terrible. It has thorn zombies and hobgoblin and all sorts of thing.
To be fair,
Hobgoblins were in the other place.
Ah!
Can I make a
Same
society
country.
roll to see if Tusky would know how
how best to calm a dwarf.
It's not even cold.
what a
Gentle
dwarf
approach.
of a town of that caliber would be expected to
Sure.
combat? Thank you.
I do agree that they should have at least been able to notify
Oh,
people.
fuck me. Alright, that's a natural 2 for a total of 8.
Then, I mean, nothing offhand comes to mind.
Gotcha.
I really want to make, like, a memory check. I don't even know what that would be, like, a straight intelligence.
I was probably not.
You weren't there for the thing that I'm
Right.
asking them to remember, so.
I just don't want to make the
Yes.
check.
I rolled a 3.
What's that?
I rolled a 3.
I also rolled a 3. We have bad memories.
Wow.
It's a tense moment.
Do you want to make one?
Sure. Would this
There's
be-
like hint,
can I
hint. Do you want to?
You can
Did I
recall
roll?
knowledge. You can bardic knowledge.
Bardic
this shit.
knowledge this shit? Yeah, so bardic knowledge this shit. Oh yeah, that's better.
She doesn't know, but you heard
24.
about it in a song once.
3 of the guards died in the Thorn Zombie fight. They were very
So-
doing things.
So remember though, they're short-handed. There were deaths in the Thorn Zombie fight, and they haven't had time to bolster their ranks yet.
And both of those problems originated from out of town.
3 guards died.
Thorn Zombie did not. Thorn Zombie originated from person from town.
No,
3
the
guards
thorn aspects of
died
it, we've
for a-
very become aware that is that not a town problem.
For a town that size, 3 guards dying is a considerable percentage of their guard.
That was
50%?
3/5 of their entire guard force. Not just for the town, for the surrounding region.
Yeah.
That all of them happened to be in town for the celebration, but Hendry had two men stationed in the town, and he and 2 others patrolled the roads.
The Thorn
3/5 of them
Zombies
dead.
were not normal for a town like that. That's not something they would normally face. The bugbears, maybe, but normally they would have their full guard, not face them right after 3 of them died in a major siege.
Regardless, is not so far good look for town.
I'm sure Hendry is dealing with that too.
Ah, I like Henry. He is competent.
I feel sorry for him.
I also feel sorry for him. I like Henry. He is good guard. Rest of staff seems to be not doing job so much.
They're doing their job, but they're short-handed.
And
There aren't enough of them right now.
and not only that, they may have had to get townspeople who aren't fully trained
To replace the dead.
to replace the dead.
If they fought and they died, they also were not good enough, clearly, to guard from threats to town.
Seriously!
Seriously! If you fight and you lose, you're not doing well enough, are you? You only get one time. If you fail, you don't get to try again to do better.
To be fair, does that mean we did poorly in the fight against Tyrla?
Yes, it does.
But we're still here.
So that means you're a failure. Awesome, Ivan.
I
I am not a failure.
am lucky enough.
Thank you.
So far, Scree is only one of us who has not failed.
Ivan, have a honey bun and chill the fuck out.
I will do one of these things, and I
You're
take the honey
yelling
bun.
is making me have a headache.
the weather like?
Oh god.
Actually,
Rainy as
Yes,
fuck.
it is fairly rainy at this point.
Okay.
That was
You're
fun.
into the middle of spring, and yeah, you're getting the rains.
As we walk, I'm going to be using prestidigitation to be cleaning off the armor I have on.
In between arguments.
I'm going to be soggy sulking halfling.
Sure.
I'm going to be sad that our party is fighting.
I'm gonna be eating soggy honey buns. Mumbling
Grease
about
got
how
her priorities straight.
stupid my party is.
So
God.
everyone's exploration mode activities are cleaning, being sad, eating, being sad, hurting. Got it. We'll
Wait, are
assume
you
those
sad
are
or
all
angry?
forms of perceiving, I guess.
Yes.
Mostly angry. Mostly
Okay.
angry, actually. Not sad. Mostly
Yes, that's
angry.
brooding. It's the anger side of sadness.
The anger side of sadness.
Can I look around to see if anybody's like looking at us weirdly while we
Sure.
talk
Are we
out
out of
loud
town?
about this? Are we out of town?
By yes,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought we
it's
were
not
still
a big
walking
town.
through town.
You
Never
can
mind.
you can get outside of it fairly quickly.
Never
Can I roll
mind.
And the
perception
guard
just to
the
check
guard
around
station
us?
was on the far side of the middle of town. So
Gotcha. Never mind then.
you can roll a perception check nonetheless too.
Okay.
In fact, if two of you would roll perception checks for the first half of the day, whoever would like to.
22.
That's 11.
Okay. Yeah, you guys don't see anything out of the ordinary as you
Okay.
start to walk.
I know.
The rain is a little distracting, and the party
So,
fighting for
yeah.
Amelie is specifically distracting. Um, but things seem otherwise quiet.
I'm going to take my shoes off once they start squishing.
Yes, it doesn't take that long. As you get through
They're basically
toward,
thin cloth slippers.
yeah, as you get through toward the middle of the day, it starts to be, things start to become waterlogged. And at this point, you guys are going to have about 3 days of traveling to do. Is there anything special you would like to do during?
Not really.
Continually argue with Ivan.
Yes.
other than that.
Ivan
The
will
whole way.
Ivan will periodically go. In fact, by the second day, Ivan seems like generally his spirits, at least, are like fine. He doesn't seem to be like holding on to some grudge or something like that.
I feel like he and Emma are on different trajectories.
Yeah.
She just gets worse as they go.
And it's like Ivan does not.
Increasingly wet and miserable.
I'm tired.
He will periodically bring up how we should be thinking. Ask if anyone has suggestions for names.
Why are you so obsessed with the name thing?
Feel free to have any conversations you would like to have along the way. Super
We
present.
need a name for group. It's important for group. It's important for getting more work. It's important for being known for what we do and being able to earn money in group.
It also associates us with each other, which currently, right now, I'm not super happy
You are
about.
welcome to leave whenever. I think you're very good at what you do. I like you a lot.
The damp ones, the soggy ones, the raindrops. Storm clouds.
Storm.
Storm clouds is the bad one.
The damn one.
The damn one.
Those who are damp.
The soggy bottom boy.
No.
Well, considering
Great
most
movie.
most of us are women. Just saying.
Soggy bottom gals.
For the first night, I would like to change
Stormbringers is not a
Spark's
terrible name.
language to common.
True.
You can just change
And I will
it
go
out.
around and be like, look how cute he is. Talk to them, be nice.
I'm so cute.
Look how cute he is.
Yes.
Wait,
you are.
it can
Let's
talk?
all be nice to one another.
I miss.
Yes.
Why
Didn't you hear
can
him
they
talking
hear me
Orcish?
now?
I don't talk Orcish.
Cause I'm trying to calm them down by shoving cute stuff
You're
at their
speaking
face.
common right
Okay.
now.
Be cute. Do the thing and the spark thing.
A bunch of little sparks shoot out of his mouth.
how cute he is. Let's
I
be
did
friends
not
now.
realize blasphemy could be so cute.
I have offense to that.
I'm just happy that some people are like that spirits are kind of lifting. Kind of.
Yes, cute things are happening.
Nope.
Okay,
Damn it,
so
You can
Ellie.
brood all by yourself, cousin.
So
I'm Batman.
Stormbringers is definitely on the list.
A list. We have a list.
We do now.
Fantastic.
She pulls out her notebook
I will
and starts writing.
also for the second day when we have and for the next 2 nights, I will prepare enhanced victuals,
Sure.
and our dinner will be a good bit better.
Yes.
Yay.
You will take the bizarre rations that you
Uh-huh.
managed to cobble together that are probably soaked in rainwater.
Uh,
And make them pretty good, actually.
like solid meal. The water turns into kinds of wine. That we,
Or like a broth.
Wine broth.
Shy.
the water we're drinking turns into wine.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I thought you meant like the water.
Jesus!
Like the food that soaks
Yes,
in water.
Jesus
Wait.
did use enhanced victuals. It's
Ivan, can you make pickle juice? This is very important. The utmost importance. Can you make the
for the
juice?
second.
You gotta start tweaking out over there.
Can you make the juice?
I am not
I
sorry.
will. I will. I do not know if I can. I don't know if it can specifically specify certain things to make.
The spell doesn't say it can, but it also doesn't say it
Yeah,
can't.
so if I can, then I yes
Sure.
will make her for the second night
The juice.
The juice.
a glass of pickle juice.
Ah, tastes like home. Thank you. And you can definitely not eat him now. This is here. Have some.
She is saying that in common.
What does he think he
Okay.
can eat me?
He thinks he can eat whatever he wants.
You taste very bad.
I think I taste like sword in your mouth if you try.
Don't you threaten my baby.
He
Does
started.
that taste bad?
Yes.
Okay.
Horrible.
It does.
You taste very bad.
It tastes sharp and stabby.
Tastes like iron, and we don't like that.
It's
remember?
weird to listen to them.
I know. Now you know how I feel every
Now
day.
you know how we feel right now.
Isn't he cute though?
He's adorable.
I do have to.
Yes.
He's in fact cute.
I am also going to give Spark some pickle juice.
I'm not allowed to bite you even though you're really big.
Shh.
I just want you to know that you're safe.
Thank you.
So you're aware, it's generally a good idea to not bite them because they're little.
But there's so much of her.
But the big things bite back.
I punch
fast.
back.
Punch him.
Surprisingly, so are some big things.
Okay.
Remember,
A sour
you saw me
puss. You
pile
want some
drive
wine?
someone's head into a floor.
Fine.
Someone who is
Fine.
way bigger than you.
Tries to be more courteous for the evening.
Be the pygmy proto dragons.
Dragon tamers.
I don't think we want to go into Marshall's stand announcing that we have a dragon amongst us.
No, sweetheart, you are a monster and I love you. You are so ferocious.
You're
was a
probably
joke.
right. However, dragon
It was
tamer is
irony.
conquest over dragon. It's not so bad.
Iron
But then they're
tastes bad
associating
though.
with her.
Well, I mean, so is dragon killer would also be associated with dragon marshal stand welcomes that.
I do not want
Association
you
is
with the
not bad.
dragon
It's
killers.
kind of association.
No,
I like our dragon.
I like my
Tamer has a
He has not eaten me
that
yet.
you still
Not
provide
Not
for
yet.
them in
I mean,
character.
I'm sorry,
I
what?
think Stormbringer.
Too many people talking
Sorry.
at once, guys.
Oh yeah.
Forget about that.
We're trying
Now
to
there's
figure out-
nobody talking.
I mean, feel free to keep talking. I just noticed that like there were four different people
None of us
talking.
had anything important to say.
So, anything else to do before you reach Athelport?
Continue bicker about names.
What about the dreamers? The dream catchers.
I don't think we want to be reminded
I
of
don't know that.
having evil godmark on arms. Is not.
I am not a part of that either.
Ah, it also excludes Spree.
The halflings?
But we're not all
I am not a
halflings.
halfling.
A good portion of us are halves.
But,
Not
Half
half.
elf, half orc, halfling.
but a halfling is a very specific thing.
Ah,
The quarterlings?
no.
No.
But why not?
Hmm. I'm actually gonna go up to Emmeline if I can get her alone, kind of. Like if she's like still fuming a little bit away from everybody.
They kind of.
I made her a peace
Got-
offering.
Yeah.
Somewhere during the four-way conversation.
Right. Okay.
Probably got lost.
Yes.
Emily, have some wine. If I poured some wine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they talked about dragons and getting them into martial stand without getting them murdered.
Ah.
But having a name having to do with dragons.
You can probably get her alone at some point. It's not
Yeah.
like we're
You've
joined
got
at the
3
hip,
days.
but like,
it's not-
Yeah. So you seem like the most logical. I would like to talk to you about those bugbears at some point. Okay. They had our
Okay.
names on a list, and we should probably do something about it.
Yes.
Yes.
Our
They don't seem like they
options-
care. Well, we could go back eventually and kill them all. I think we should do that because they could get help from the other tribes, and some of them are not nice.
Yeah. That's a very fair point. But if we go and head and do that now,
No, not
it'll
now.
look like we're dodging out on Marshall's stand, and then I'm more afraid of Marshall's stand than I am of.
You don't know the
Goblin.
tribes, just saying. Not now.
No, but
just
I
mean
do know the
eventually.
Marshal, and now I know the Garden of the Slain.
Not
Not
the garden,
wind
not
up
the
there.
garden. I'm just saying. None of them seem that concerned, but
It's
I am.
definitely a cause for concern, especially since it's getting other people killed.
Right. I mean, you guys might not know, so I'm just informing you specifically that some of the tribes might get involved, and they're very bad.
Do tribes? I know that it's a matter of hierarchy in that it looks bad on the person who's in charge. Can he rally the other tribes to help him out in this, or is this something that he has to solve with his person?
There are tribes that can be bought. There's a mercenary tribe for one, like really
Getting
small
all of those.
assassins. But you don't want to deal with them. Trust me, they're bad. So
I don't want to deal with any of them.
hey, not all of them are bad, but those ones are. I'm just telling you that we should deal with this.
Yeah, at some point we should.
We'll add it to the list of
Deal with
God
things.
thing,
Yeah.
thorn things,
Bugbear things.
Marshall stand things.
Then bugbear.
I just don't want to die from goblins. That would be kind of pathetic. So
Don't worry.
Wait.
so pathetic.
Which goblin were you looking for?
No one.
Right.
Sense that you are a lying goblin friend.
You don't know me. I'm gonna storm off.
My divine knowledges.
Good work calming them down.
So Stormbringers could work.
Right.
See, you're already away from the topic.
Any
I
objections?
still remember
or-
you trying to lie, goblin friend.
Any objections or other ideas?
I like Stormbringers.
What do you think? Little M, what do you think?
Storm chasers.
Stormbringers. Chaser also works. You have opinion on name? Do you think is good?
It's fine, I guess. I don't. Well, I mean, none of us do anything really related to that, but
Mm-mm.
Not
Sounds
literally.
menacing.
It does sound good.
Duh.
And it's the one that seems to have the most consensus
Just
at the
think of
moment.
when we are together, when we have time on hand sitting in place like Marshall's stand, nothing immediate going on. Would probably be worthwhile to look at job boards, things like that, find things need doing, make some extra coin, you know.
I find it hard to believe we'll be in a situation where we don't have much going on.
Currently,
Given
have
the
not
weather.
much going on. If we get
We got a few things
If we get
going
to city, we tell them about it. They say sit tight. We do not receive next missive or whatever from
Oh.
whatever,
Goblinoid hit squads.
When we get to city,
and they don't
I'll
show
go
up. We're
about it.
sitting there. We're sitting in Marshall's stand. Currently, our plan is go to Marshall's stand. We do not know what happens next. If nothing happens next, we'd likely have some time to look at job board thing like that. If not, then in future.
I'll be spending
Helps
at
to
least
have, say, hey, we are these people. We come to help. And if we have reputation, all the better.
Well, currently our reputation's probably not stellar.
Reputation is that we don't
Improve
die
it,
and can
though.
fight real well, and sometimes that's all you need.
I'll be spending at least some time at the circus. And by the way, we could probably use some extra hands if you want to make some coin.
Yes.
I'd have to clear it with the bosses.
So
but-
please back up.
I'm not a traveling carny.
I work as a
Um,
bouncer. They have jobs that are circus.
She says that like in an attempt to not be as downplaying it, but there's a little bit of a superior edge when she says that. She's like, I'm not some traveling carny.
Well, I am some traveling carny, so I will be rejoining the circus.
Fair.
It's like shade back and forth.
Something
Something-
most savage episode ever. Not fighting anything.
Something important to think about. And the answer can be either way. This isn't, but it's important that we are at least all on the same page this time. What all is being told to the people in Marshallstown?
I think everything except that we have thorns and are getting dreams direct.
Well, we already kind of mentioned that we were getting dreams to Henry.
You mentioned we got
So that's
a
halfway
big
gap.
Well-
dream-ish thing. I don't think.
And that Tirla had used dreams to communicate.
Regardless.
Tirla had used dreams to communicate with that.
Regardless,
Do we mention
we
that
are the
we've-
one bringing story to man, not Henry.
I think you guys mentioned like a deity talking to you too.
I think we can mention that she has some kind
Or,
of
like-
deity whispering to her that there's someone else involved. I think is good for them to know. I do not think we mentioned that we have been branded by and now get dreams from God. This Bramble Man person, I do not think we need to bring up that we are connected. Simply that we know about it. Everything we know
Except
about
at
all
least-
of this, except that we are connected. We do not want that.
At least partially, they already know that we are at least somewhat connected because
Yeah.
we told Henry that we were working for Tila.
Yeah,
It would not be hard for them to make the judgment that and just check our arms is the problem. It's very easy to just look at one's arm.
If we do not mention that he leaves marks, they will not have reason to think that they need to look for marks.
Real quick, because
we
my
have-
memory's bad. When I was talking to Henry originally, I was talking about the cult. Did I mention anything about marks on arms?
No.
Okay.
We've also told them that we were trying to infiltrate them. We also told them we were captured by them. And it is honest to God's truth that the marks were not of our own
So we
volition.
want to just give them everything. I am servant of Marshall. This is probably one place on earth I actually do trust guards quite well.
I
See,
feel
the
that
thing is,
our
I trust the guards, but I also trust them to try and take care of problems as quickly and easily as possible.
I don't trust guards. I trust them to try and take care of us for simplicity.
Exactly,
Except
that's what I'm
in
saying.
Marshall's stand, where they might actually try to handle problems.
I still feel like they'll handle the problem that's in front of them. That's generally been my case with any sort of authority, especially concerning these matters.
I trust these guards a bit more than most. And so but I do not think it's a good idea to mention that we specifically have thorns on arms or bring that up.
I agree.
I
As
feel
long as
that we should talk about whatever is closest to what we told Hendry,
So
so as not to arouse suspicion.
we went to
Well,
investigate.
more suspicion.
We found Tirla and what's left of Tirla's wife.
Jessel.
We fought them. They kicked our asses and locked us in the basement.
They
We
should be
played
good.
nice with them so that we could escape and find out more of what they were up to. Right now, they think we're working for them. We're trying to infiltrate to find out what they're up to.
I
Okay.
do not think we bring up once an arm. I do not think we bring up that we directly received dreams. I think if they directly ask questions, probably bad idea to lie. But I do not think we offer those bits of information unless they directly ask.
They had
the
already
dream one is easy to pass off as, oh, we didn't think about it. The tattoos will be much harder, and they're also evident. That now could be, and that, again, this is just bringing up as a possibility, now could be the only time that we can get that in the air safely. In that we have the out of, they branded us when we were knocked out.
True, we could. True, they did brand us while we were knocked out, and we're going to flat out tell them we were knocked out. We're also going to tell them we played nice with them with the motive of infiltrating their group.
Regardless, this leaves me in a little bit more of a trickier circumstance.
You have a lot more thorns.
Yeah. Also, it's a little bit even more complicated.
Did you yourself make contact or something?
No.
So they are like this. They just show up on you. You have no idea how they got there or why they're there. They just randomly appear.
I've had
And you seem to know how to
I've
use
had,
them. You have burned out one place. Before we go in, we need to know that I do not believe you're secret double agent against us or something, but if you at some point were working with or made deal with or something, this needs to be known before we walk into Lion's Den.
No, I've never met representatives of the cult. This is my first. I've had run-ins with them, but they were not friendly.
How did Thorns show up?
Um,
I'm assuming it was not second time you were knocked out by Cleric and put in the cellar. So first time.
If it was, that would be hilarious.
If it was same both times, maybe they just have a thing for cellars, but
And clerics. And bondage.
I mean, they do have something to do with sellers sometimes. This manifested more and more when I It's been around since childhood. Not obviously to the extent that it is now.
Can I see your arm? Just can I see it?
Yeah. Takes it off. There are
Cool.
8 little thorns.
I'm
4 of them
gonna
are blackened over.
put my hand on it and cast sigil to try to cover it up with black mark to make it like just zigzag pattern. Does it work?
For the moment, yeah.
Don't wash it off.
That might work.
Roll up left sleeve.
Tap. Anyone else?
Rolls up left sleeve.
Tap.
She's got anybody that rolls a perception. Well, you'd know automatically, but anybody else that if they're paying attention closely, there are 2 thorns there.
second thorn on
Whole
other
new
arm
extra
now,
thorns.
too.
What?
What?
Whole new extra thorns.
You have second thorn on other arm now too.
Yeah, there was one there after last night, or after the bugbears.
What makes them grow?
Did get beat the hell out. Be
I tried to think about it, but I don't know.
could be maybe you were close to death. You were unconscious. At some points.
We'll just wait till one of the other ones of us gets beat to hell and see if the same thing happens.
God.
Can I roll an occultism check?
Sure.
Cool. $13.
That's the same I had.
Yeah. I
Clearly
tried.
something triggered it about the situation.
Yeah.
It could be getting beat to death.
Can I try a roll?
Sure.
Oh yeah, that.
Right.
Tell me 13.
Oh.
Ah, you got no idea. 12's too bad. Yeah, I mean something
Well, I guess what,
logically something about that fight caused
I
an
think
extra thorn.
is if someone else pulls again, we can look see if they get thorn too.
Unless it's specifically fighting bugbears with dwarven axes in and in.
Oh, ideally, none of us get more thorn, and we just never figure out, and it goes away.
Yeah.
But isn't like
I'm also gonna tag myself. Match.
Sure.
Ding, ding.
Team tattoo.
Yes.
Yeah,
See,
we let
we
the goblin
match.
give us team tattoos.
Terrible
That's,
idea.
that's totally what happened.
A firebrands?
The firebrands.
Damn you, Pazio!
That's coming to me.
Oh, right. I'm sorry, Paizo. I'm sorry, Paizo. I did not mean to do that. I forgot.
Maybe
Love
something
you.
along the lines of that, though.
The Fire Lords?
No.
Fire Lord Ozai.
Could be the fire marks.
The Fire Marshals?
Fire.
Fire
Sure.
marshals.
I like that a lot.
Oh my god, why?
Yes. This is our name now.
I kind of like that.
Why don't we workshop it a little
Fire
bit?
marshal.
Yeah.
I still enjoy Fireline.
Huh?
I said I
Fire
still
Marshals,
enjoy
form the fire
Fireline.
line.
Oh God.
See?
I
There
want
we
to be
go.
the fire marshal.
So anyway,
Slash and burn. Slash and burn.
Slash and burn.
you have 3 days. Go by uneventfully.
So,
I would call that an event. That was very eventful.
So we're meeting a fairy somewhere.
So we're not mentioning.
What?
We're meeting a
brand.
fairy.
No, we are taking the ferry. It is a boat.
So on our list we have firebrands, fireline,
Lord.
stormbringers.
One less important thing.
Firestorm.
Do we mention the
Fire
idol?
marshals.
That is the name of it.
Hey,
Yes.
idol. Do we mention the idol? They will claim that.
The scale?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll keep it on.
On the one hand, I think it's a good idea to tell them. On the other hand, I think it's a bad idea for them to. I think they take it, trail goes cold.
You need to have it on us when Tyrla
I think if they take it, trail goes cold, or at least is risk of trail going cold. I think they take it and we do not get contacted again, which good for us, but possibly bad for world. We do not know.
Okay. So do we just
So
mention that they were asking us to find
What
idols
do
and
you
we hadn't?
think?
They sent us on a mission to find idols,
to
or do we just not mention that at all?
We could just start with she had wanted to hire us for a quest, and we wanted to find more information about what she was up to, and also get out of that cellar alive.
again, maybe
Okay.
we mentioned vagaries like that. If
And then
they
if they
ask
ask-
in specifics, we do not lie.
Yeah.
I think one thing. I think if we lie, that risks too much. I think they will likely have too many ways to catch us, and if they catch us, I think that ends very badly.
I vote that I do not speak.
You can just not do that. That doesn't have to be a vote.
Right.
Oh,
So we
God.
have
Team
stormbringers.
consensus required.
Do you like it if they ask, "Did you find anything?" We say we found scale. If they ask us, did they mark you? We show brands. If they ask specifics, we do not lie.
Yes,
But we do not necessarily offer information that may not be asked about.
Yeah.
Do we have to tell them it's a scale? Say it's a big shiny black rock.
Well,
I can show them one of the rocks in the rock collection. Give them that to
we'll
appease.
We'll take it. We'll take it as it comes. We'll take it as it comes. Great.
Okay, but
Right. So far we have stormbringers, fireline, firebrands, firestorm, firemark.
Back to the topic at hand.
yes,
Fire
The important
marshal
things.
Yeah.
is not happening.
what is it?
Why?
People will
Fire
think
marshal.
we are actually fire marshals, and
I
they will
mean,
expect-
can be. I will
I
create
mean-
all the water.
And we have fire. And he's
I make it rain,
his-
literally.
I vote
I'm leaving the
not.
group, guys.
Goodbye, Emily.
I'm going
Take
home.
me with you. I'm done.
Action rain.
Dad.
It's okay. We're going on break soon.
Dad.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think it shows, does it?
No.
Okay. Bye,
But
So,
Thanks,
I think-
Paul.
Paul.
we will continue on. I don't know,
Yes.
debating names.
as you guys approach Athelport, I think that is actually a pretty good spot for us to take our break.
Okay.
We're at about 5:30, but we're going to be in the middle of things for a while. So,
And now we can fix our.
and then we can fix our backdrop. So, we're going to be back in 20 minutes, half an hour more or less. Thanks for stopping by with us, and we hope that we will see you again shortly.
Fire marshal.
And you are not calling yourselves the fire
Firestorm.
marshals. We are back.
Hello.
The ritual is complete.
So, a couple of quick things before we dive back in. As you all can see, we are now affiliated with Twitch, which means that we can get subscribers and bits and things, but perhaps more importantly means that we can get emotes. And we are currently in the approval process for our first emote. So we should have that to you guys real soon. We are also in development for some of the higher tier emotes for the tier 2 and 3 subs. And we're working on ideas for when we inevitably get more emotes down the line. So, but if you guys have any emotes that you think would be too good to pass up, let us know, and we will put them on our list. Was there anything else we needed?
We want to advertise the Halloween episode?
Yeah, I mean, well,
That at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we already mentioned it, so we might as well talk about it.
Oh,
I guess.
We're going to be doing something for our Halloween episode, which I believe is the 27th. We're going to be doing a little bit of costuming ourselves, so that should be good fun. Okay. So, when last we left off, you were just approaching Ethelport. Okay. So, after your 3 days of traveling from Adelant, you see the coastal city of Ethelport coming up, just in the distance. As you approach, you can see that it's got distinctly different construction than most of the towns that most of you have visited recently. It's much less timber frame and, Tudor style like plaster, and much more mason foundations, and there's still a fair amount of wood construction, but it's got a very solid weathering the storm kind of feel to it, which is convenient because over the last 12 hours or so, the spring rains have begun to accelerate into full-on storm.
Bit soggy, unhappy.
Yes. The soggiest,
Squish, squish, squish.
most unhappy half.
To the inn.
So, as you approach Ethelport, it has an outer wall. It's not terribly impressive as the walled cities of Cadia go. Emmeline, you've seen the walls of Marshall Stand and of Eris Gate, and they're 3 or 4 times higher than this one. This is more a wooden picket wall.
Yeah.
Than anything else. But the western gate stands with 2 guards in the gleaming blue and gray of the Creed's Guard standing outside it.
As we approach the gate.
Okay. Who is sort of in front of the group when you guys approach?
Probably me.
No longer angry at him, so yeah, probably. Or no longer as angry.
No longer
will also-
infurious at him.
I have also, in the time since
No longer
one of the nights, and so my armor now clean and gleaming and everything, because prestidigitation cleans it all up.
Sure.
It's nice and gleaming and shiny, and it has the symbol of the marshal emblazoned right in the center of the breastplate.
Okay. So, as you approach,
Same as my shield and sword. Also, before we approach, I'll go to someone and be like, actually, I'll go to you, Emmeline, once you're no longer mad after we've made our peace offering, and take my sword. Like, I will likely be using axe for time. Is very nice axe, and has same rune on as sword does. So in meantime, probably you can take rune off of sword when we get somewhere with good smith.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Perhaps when we get, it depends. I don't know how long we stay in Ethelport, but
Well,
Adelant
even if
or
we're over
Ethelport?
there.
Ethelport is where
Yeah,
you're going now. Adelant is where you came from.
But at the very least, in Marshall Stand, they will have smith.
Okay.
You take this rune. I will use axe for some time.
I will do what I can. I cannot currently carry another weapon.
Well, I will put it back into my bag.
Okay.
If you like, I can carry it if you do not have weight.
I cannot
Do you have
carry
anything
it.
you want to put in bag of holding?
I can carry most of my own things. Honestly, it's the armor and the weapons that are taking up most of my bulk currently. The pop tent that I have only is like light.
Well, let me know when you want. I will give to you so you can transfer it.
Okay, if they can do it in a day here, then it might be worth pursuing.
Yeah.
But most likely in Marshall's stand.
So then we approach.
Then you approach, and one of the two, the taller of the two, as you get closer, both appear to be human or possibly half elven. They're wearing helmets, so you can't really see some of the telltale features that might give you the one way or another. And it is a tall, dark-skinned man and a fairly bulky but definitely shorter, sort of medium-toned woman. And the man looks over as you approach and rests his hand sort of casually against the pommel of a longsword at his waist.
Okay. I continue to approach. This is the front gate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I continue to approach. Just walking normally.
Hold up there.
Hey.
You got business.
We're heading to Marshall's tent. We'll take ferry. Time to take ferry.
Oh no.
What's your passive stealth? So 10 plus your stealth score.
17.
Good to know.
Fire. Come to the Star-Stride Fair. Come to the Star-Stride Fair. Marshall stand.
Yeah, I'll get right on that. Right. Inside then. Don't be causing any trouble.
No. Just the advertising crew. Let's go.
So, yeah, we head in.
And he gives Ivan specifically a little like half salute that is given to Holy Men of the Marshal.
I return it.
Yeah.
Moen sucks a bit.
I'm going to fiddle with my hat and try to make myself look like a smaller version of Tessie.
Okay. So you become a particularly young looking halfling, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take her hand and look like I'm leading her into the city.
I guess at this
Come
point,
on, let's go back.
At this
Okay,
point, it is
Mom.
likely also notable that I have a broadsword strapped to one side of my hip and a giant
giant
battle axe
dwarf
on the
battle
other
axe.
side of my hip. So,
Okay.
He a scary looking dwarf.
Yeah. So yeah, they let you pass. The gate itself stands open, so you know it's not like they're on lockdown or anything.
I'm gonna nicely wave to them. Go by.
No, where's the nearest inn by chance?
Oh, here. Well, over in the merchant's quarter.
Okay. What's the easiest way to get there? We've not been to the city before. And you can just hand wave instructions, but whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, he'll point you in.
Oh,
Just as you're coming in, you're starting out on the administration quarter, and then down right by the docks is the merchant's quarter.
Cool.
And they have the inn.
I want to get out of the rain.
let's head that way.
I'm just gonna
Yep.
head straight there.
Let's go
Yeah.
beeline straight for the inn. Get out
Okay.
of the rain.
So it takes a little time to get there. Fortunately, you've got cobblestone streets, so you don't have to deal as much with mud, and a fair number of the buildings have awnings and things that you can kind of duck through as you go by. So you managed to catch a little bit of relief from the conditions that were oppressive earlier. So it takes 20 minutes, half an hour for you guys to make it down through the city. It's built sort of up on a cliffside, and then, there's almost tiers to it. So you have to kind of take a winding stair down to get from the administration quarter down through the living quarter and down to the merchant's quarter. But once you're down there, you can see up close now the ocean and the ships coming into the docks. Off in the distance, you can hear the shouts of dock workers and sailors.
We're coming in during the day?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the scent of the salt water is omnipresent this close.
Okay.
Roughly what time of day is it?
It's probably late morning, early afternoon.
Oh, do we want to head to the inn? We just want to go here.
Oh, that's a good point. Are we just going to try and cruise on through?
Who do we think?
Probably just kind of. Oh, we need to get payment.
Let's get payment and possibly take the ferry.
Yes.
That way we arrive, it'll be early night.
The ferry goes straight to Marshall's stand? Directly? Okay, I didn't know if there was an intervening port.
How long is no. Largish lake.
Yeah, you can make society for that.
Oh, no, I can't. 12.
It
Morning.
takes a while, but not a long time.
I've been on it once, but I don't really remember how long. I was young then.
Let's give it a shot.
Yeah. Good. So I guess we'll head instead of heading to the inn, change direction to go to if we can find the office.
Sure. That is going to take you kind of back up the way you came for a little while, into the military administration quarter. But you get to climb some stairs.
Like, do we need to stay here? I don't know.
I don't know where I'm going, so. Like, does anyone know where office is?
It was probably back in the administration quarter where we were when we came in.
Okay, we head that way then.
Okay. So it doesn't take you too long once you get back up, which takes you about 20 minutes, half an hour, because you have to climb back up the path. But you eventually find the building with a sign that's labeled The Watch, which is kind of the generic name for headquarters, local headquarters of Greek. So you go inside. Okay.
Directly to the...
Inside you see there's a front desk with a rather young-looking, looks dwarven man. The beard's just sort of filling in.
Good afternoon. My name is Lady Emmeline Chaufoyer. We are voyaging out from Adeland. We had been commissioned for King's Guard work. Henry had said he had sent our pay along to be processed from here.
Oh, yeah. Go get the books. Just a minute.
Mm-hmm.
He stands up and shuffles back from behind the desk. And you hear him shouting back, like further into the building for a minute, like kind of through the next door. You can try and hear exactly what he says if you want. It's up to you. But then he, after another 30 seconds or so, he turns around, comes back, climbs back up onto the chair, which was clearly made for human.
Mm-hmm.
Just be a minute. And maybe 5 minutes later, a older looking half-elven woman comes out carrying this big old tome. Are you the ones that need to get paid?
Yeah, that would be us.
We have a note.
Right. I'll be seeing that then.
And
Donk. She sets the book on the table.
Have a note.
I think you took the note.
So, I will hand her the note.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was either him
I
or
will.
Amelie.
I will take it.
Amelie.
I will take it, shake it a little bit, go like, and dry it off.
Thank you. Well, that seems in order. Could have told me that before I brought the book. and she opens up the book, sets the note inside, thonks the book closed again. All right then. That's 3 gold, 5 silver each. Pulls out bag of coin, clunk onto the table.
It's quite the book you have there. Impressive looking.
Yeah, it's all of this year's pay records.
This must be a lot.
It is.
Record keeping. A lot of commissioning for the
Lot of
Creedsguard recently?
Creedsguard.
Fair. I didn't know if that was specifically for commissions or for
Oh
in
no.
general.
Everybody south of the stand.
Makes sense.
Well, except for Southwatch. They've got their own book.
They have their own book.
Lots of Creedguard at Southwatch.
Is there something going on down there? I hadn't heard.
Well, yes, there's... Well, not really a war on. There's a series of incidents on.
I'm from up north near Arsgate. Word hadn't quite reached that far.
I'm from different country.
Oh, well,
It's not really what I hear about in our news.
we've got all that trouble along the border with the southern wildlands. Terrible place.
Is that why everywhere seems understaffed? Is I have expected more on roads.
Yeah,
More around.
well, sent a lot of them down there.
It makes a lot more sense.
Got armies massing down there from full of orcs and what do they call those ASMR things? ASMRs? Yeah, that's the one. Thank you. You look smart.
I'll laugh.
Well, thank you for the pay.
Thanks for letting me know. I was not aware. I was a bit confused. That's why I did not see more on the road.
Oh yeah, well, probably half of the whole guard this far south went down there, reinforcing the military and whatnot. It's been a while since we had a good war.
I wish them glory.
Based on the history books, I don't think war is something that's great to get excited about.
Strongly disagree.
Anyway, thank you.
Yes, well, safe travels and whatnot. Good work on the guarding and
That's about
such.
Thanks. Thank you. Get me out of
You,
here.
you have a cough there, dear?
She's been a bit sick.
Oh, it's all the rain, I'm sure. Your spell is about to run out. By the way.
We need to leave.
Here.
I think
Why
let's
don't you wrap up in an extra
I think
cloak?
let's get going.
Thanks,
Try to
cover
get
up
somewhere
well.
warm.
Cover up well.
Thank you very much. We will be on our way.
Yes.
Head out before Scree turns into a goblin in front of the nice murder lady.
Gonna kind of like sort of.
Yeah. You notice, by the way, she is wearing a symbol of the Creedzagar. She might look old and not be wearing
Well-
armor or anything. This woman has class levels.
I'm gonna
Also,
pull.
regardless, she's working for the military.
I'm gonna pull Kree's hood as far down as it'll go, and sort of like wrap a scarf around her face, under the vestiges of wrapping her up warm to get over her cold.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Mom.
There you
Achoo!
go.
Maybe something I've been seeing, but I'm not sure how well that'll work in Marshall's stand. Yeah, we always do.
Yeah.
Getting quite good.
Wing
at
it.
Okay.
Shall we head the ferry, see if is running?
The boat ferry. Let's go. So excited to see a boat that has wings, guys. This is all so new to me.
I would have wings.
Oh, it's a ferry.
It's it's a different kind of ferry.
I don't
Two kinds
know.
of ferry. There is ferry, then there is little boats we also call ferry.
Yeah, they're
I know. Common
I am
very
so disappointed. Right
Common
now.
is very confusing. They
And one
get
of them
all
is
sorts of
real.
things wrong. Common gets
So
all sorts of
disappointed
things
with
wrong.
Common.
Don't worry, I understand. Common, not best language, but you know, all speak. So
Every time somebody says you don't believe in fairies, a fairy dies.
everyone else
That's
wears
fine.
dwarvish. He's stuck with.
Fine, let's go to the boat.
Ah,
The not ferry boat.
Sparks pokes his head out from under your cloak.
Shit. Go back in. Shh. This is hostile territory.
Can I bite fairies?
Yes, but not this ferry.
if we meet a fairy, we will certainly point one out to you to bite.
Okay. Do they taste good?
I have never tasted
Yes.
one.
Good.
Very sweet.
woody.
Wooden.
Wooden.
Yeah.
Dang it, Charlotte.
Anyway,
To the ferry.
To the boat!
so
boat.
take another 20 minutes getting back down.
We're about to fail Spoonie 1. We're gonna get on the boat.
And when you get down there, you see the docks.
Mm-hmm.
It stretches, honestly, once you get down onto it, it stretches about as far as you can see in either direction. From above, it looked a little bit smaller, obviously,
Mm.
but down on the level with it, it is massive. It is the secondary port for southern Acadia. And used to be the primary port for southern Acadia before Acadia expanded further south. So, unless you guys are desperate to roleplay with dock workers, we can
Nah, just get on the ferry.
yeah,
Go
we
straight
can
forward.
abbreviate the process of getting on the ferry, which is going to cost you all 6 silver each for the trip.
Good thing we got paid.
Yes.
Pricey. It's the.
I'm sorry,
what is-
4 silver each.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's
bad.
the ferry like?
It's nice. Like, legitimately a nice looking ferry. And when it rolls in, it takes, you guys end up waiting around about an hour for it to come in. It does not.
Such a shame.
But when it comes in, a long string of like nicely dressed merchants, 1 or 2 people that look like they're probably nobility, stream off of it. For those of you who know the prices of things like ferries, this is an expensive ferry.
Mm-hmm.
It would normally cost half to a third of what you guys are paying for a good ferry of a trip this length. And for, a mediocre ferry to just get you there would be like a tenth of this cost. But you're paying for quality. And also for the fact that there are guards on the boat with you. Which there are. There's at least 4 guards on the boat when you board it. And one might suspect there are a couple more below.
Gotta keep an eye on the crew.
Well, also hostile waters and so is anybody doing anything special during the trip to Marshall's Stand?
Nope, just find a seat.
Okay.
Can I throw fireballs at the water while we go?
You can certainly start throwing fireballs at the water, the guards might have something to say about that
I
process.
just want to do like one.
Okay. Roll a stealth check, I guess.
20.
Hey.
You toss a fireball, like kind of off the side of the boat, and one of the guards like turns, stares at it, and then starts looking wildly around. And you manage to get that little like cloak hood up in time.
Did I see it like hit the water at all?
Yeah, it hits the water and fizzles out. There's a little. Psst.
You guys, this
steam.
is so pretty. I've never been this close to water that's this big. Is this normal?
Very nice. I would not know if normal. I've never been close to water this big either.
Yeah,
Right?
it's pretty nice.
Yeah, just kind of wander around and take in this cool ass ferry.
Okay.
I will also, the second I get on an undercover, prestidigitation myself dry.
Sure.
So, starting with the beard.
Okay. So you guys start out on your trip to the state.
Yeah, but
And for the first few hours, it's quiet. You know, there's chatter amongst the other passengers who are, again, like merchants and things like that. Apparently, poor people get to walk. But, you know, there's chatter. There's a few, you know, you get to watch a few transactions happen along the way. You know, people trading goods, or rather trading promises. There is a little bit of cargo on the ferry, but surprisingly not much. This appears to be designed to just carry people. And it's nice. And after a while, some of the people, you know, there's sort of bunk spots. Your 4 silver buys you a spot to lay down.
yeah.
And slowly people start filling into them. Let me have everyone who doesn't lay down in a bunk spot. First of all, does anybody decide they want some sleep on the 8-hour trip? Okay. Let me have the people who don't roll me a perception check.
15.
16?
16, 15. Okay. About 6 hours. Both of you notice as you're coming up along the inlet. Off in the distance, you can just barely see the shoreline. Because apparently the ferry kind of like swung wide out and is planning to come back north. But just in the distance, you can see the shoreline and what looks like fires. Probably campfires. Though why someone would be using large campfires this close to Marshall Stands.
We should go tell the captain. Would I even know that there's a captain? Look at those campfires, they're so pretty. Everything's so amazing here.
I wonder what they are. I would not expect large fire like that outside.
I mean, we use them for signaling. Make a big campfire, signal someone to come to you,
We
make distraction for enemies.
would likely just send courier.
Oh, well, we should probably tell someone then. If there's like a person in charge, like a captain.
So maybe we can.
I don't know.
I will go into the bunks and wake up all of you.
What?
There is some kind of large fire. The campfires kind of thing. Looks suspicious. Any of you know anything about
I don't know.
why they would be there?
Is there any martial celebrations this time of the year?
How close to
I
the
didn't
city
do
are
it.
they?
This time of year.
Doesn't need.
How close to the city are they?
You would guess that it's maybe 20, 25 miles.
Solid.
Actually, probably more like 15 to 20.
Outside of the city?
That's
We're not close enough for it to be the circuit.
No.
Does the boat seem to be going like towards them?
No.
Okay.
Do you think we should
In fact,
tell
one
Captain?
might suspect they're deliberately not going toward them.
Okay.
It might be slightly shorter to cut diagonally through the inlet. They're going straight out.
Gotcha.
It could be a signal fire or something, kind of like a
That's what I
lighthouse, or
said.
I'm gonna ask
What's
around.
going on?
Just wanted to let you all know.
theoretically they have a lookout that should be.
I will. I will ask around. I will see if I can find him. Just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
Okay.
I will go and. Okay. I'm gonna go find a guard or something first.
Sure.
I'm gonna
First
go with Ivan.
staff, whatever I find, guard or whoever.
Okay. Well, there's still 4 visible guards on the deck.
I go up to one of the guards.
They appear to have rotated, so clearly there were 4 more below deck somewhere.
I go up to one of the guards and just like, excuse me, what are fires over there? Large campfires.
Well, that's where the wildlings set up their little foothold.
It's enemy camp.
Oh.
Yeah, well, it's more of a protest demonstration kind of thing.
Hmm.
Real quick, thinking geography. Marshall's stand was more north from Athelport, right?
Correct. Marshall Stand is northwest of Athelport,
Okay.
across the end.
Is there a different area that people tend to refer to the wildlands other than far south?
There's the northern wildlands and the southern wildlands.
Okay. So they're probably northern southern wildlands are where on the border?
Well, the northern wildlands are north of Acadia and west of Authland. So kind of most of the northwest border of Acadia is the northern wildlands, and then the southern wildlands take up the whole southern border up until Skyvoo's Guild.
We really need to print out some of the maps.
Gotcha.
So, what are they protesting?
Well, we'll say there was a little exchange of land about 6 months ago. We took a bit of theirs, they took a bit of ours. Everybody leaves it alone because nobody wants open war.
They just protest. You take land?
Well,
That
they take land because we take land.
There's and most of the armies moved south, so not much to be done about it. Are
It's
they
like 150 people.
150 people can do a lot.
I guess. If they're any good.
How many people are on the other side? Well, thank you for information.
Yeah.
Not know about it.
We don't publicize. It's, not our proudest moments.
Interesting. Well, we will find out what to do about that, I
We're
guess.
supposed to have a navy.
What happened to Navy?
Ours? Or theirs?
Both?
Ours was doing other things because they weren't supposed to have one, and then they did.
And then,
Well, now we know they have a navy.
Yeah,
So-
and that's why we've tailed around.
Yeah. Let's see, have a good night.
Yep.
Once we're done, yeah. And we're off to continue exploring the ship.
Go back to bed.
I'm gonna stay up and just watch the fires as we go by lovingly.
If I don't
pretty.
see anything else interesting on the ship, I probably join her.
Yeah. It's pretty quiet outside of that. And probably around 8 or 9 at night, the ship pulls into the docks. It's Marshall Stand. And for the last full hour or so of the trip, you get to watch Marshall Stand come. And it's an impressive sight. The city is built on an entire hill, essentially, with the spire of the main temple to the Marshal at the crest of the hill. And sort of just layers of buildings cascading down the hill until the land levels out at the bottom, and you get a fairly wide band of buildings there, and then the docks that stretch out into the waters. There's, off the top of your head, you could count maybe 15 ships in the docks right now. Most of which look like, cargo vessels, trading ships, things like that. Though you do see a few that appear to be carrying troops.
Do any of them have wings, though?
No, there are no ships with wings. There are some that have sort of, tiered sails that if you squinted your eyes might look wingish.
Boat ferries! That's what they are to me now. We're just gonna kind of gawk at the,
Sure.
Yeah,
Again, I've never seen
I am
it.
also
Yeah, it
going to
is
like
By a
gaze lovingly at it.
factor of 20 or 30, the largest settlement you have ever laid eyes upon.
There must be so many pastry shops in there.
As we pull in,
One might assume.
As we pull in, I'm gonna
Nope.
turn to Scree. Scree,
Yes.
how'd you like a job at a circus?
What's circus?
So we travel around and we do tricks to entertain people.
Do we also steal their money?
No, but they give us their money to show us their trick, to show them our tricks.
Yes! We can do that.
Great. I'll ask the boss when we get to town.
I think first thing I want to find when we get there is nice bathhouse. Go take a nice bath, get clean, relax.
You
Nice
might
to
not,
have it be warm for once.
depending on how landing goes, we might not get the chance.
Sure.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, you've heard of it. You might not have ever actually, laid eyes upon one. But
Someone mentioned that we can buy companionship. Let's go do that.
Duh, you can do it after bathhouse. I am.
Okay, you have to be clean to talk to people. Okay, so clean first, then
Does help,
companions.
Maybe
Okay.
not the image we want to be putting forward.
I don't know what you're talking about.
well, there's something I did not plan for.
So, Dave.
Sorry, Dave.
It's been
Think
a
on your feet.
while.
I think putting off talking to marshals, the Creed's Guard, would be a dangerous move.
Possibly true. It is late though, and I am hungry. Should get food. Find lodging, get food, then go talk.
I'm headed to the circus.
You have lodging there, duh?
Yeah, my caravan's there. My own home bed is there.
Hmm. Well, I think that if you head there, we all, rest of us do need lodging. We should find place, we should get food. I do not want to be starving all night.
The circus is
I'm
probably
hungry.
parked not too far from an inn,
Probably.
knowing where we usually park.
What do you think? Shall we go find circus, find inn nearby?
We can do that.
Photoshop.
Ah,
Okay.
And then
So first things first. You all come off of the boat.
Mm-hmm.
There are more guards.
let's go.
Yes. And by more, I mean a lot. Just at the end of the dock you're standing in, there are 3 guardsmen, one of whom is wearing the armor of a full Kriegsguard. And seems to be holding a parchment
Mm-hmm.
and either checking off or writing in people as they come past.
We might not get the chance to.
Maybe.
I'm gonna try to fiddle with my hat. Does it work again? Been long enough?
No.
I'm going
It
to.
has
take
not
a
been a
hint.
day.
Just follow my leads. Don't worry about it.
Jeez,
Okay, Mom.
You're still.
I'm not
You're
your-
covered. You're fully wrapped and covered.
I don't think that'll fly anymore. Just follow my lead.
Okay.
Just follow my lead. I got this.
I am a very sick child.
Um,
It's the goblin pox.
come over here. I'm gonna roll a thievery to try and pull together somewhat, like using makeup and things that I put together in my thieves kit to try and.
Oh, I have a disguise kit.
Yes.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
a disguise kit? That will work
Yeah,
even
so I'll
better.
pull out the disguise kit and we can.
That is a thievery check, I believe, to piece together a disguise? Or is it a deception check? I can never remember that.
Ooh.
Are you trained in either of the above?
I am trained in deception
Okay, go deception.
and thievery. I'm trained in both.
I think it's thievery.
I think it's thievery.
All right.
I'm
so
going
I
to
will-
just use some prestidigitation just to make myself look really shiny and nice.
Sure. Presentable.
Exactly.
22 to
Okay.
be able to work up a disguise with makeup and stuff
Sure.
for her.
You work up what you think is a very solid disguise. It's one of your better ones. Hard to say.
At the very least, you can say that we're just trying to frighten the guests.
Yes.
Right.
So, as you,
And it'll work with my current plan anyway, whatever
Yes.
whatever happens.
who's leading the charge on this one?
I will.
Ivan?
Yeah.
Or do you want to?
Ivan and I could walk together
Sure.
probably.
Yeah.
And then I'll be holding Scree's hand.
Person in big shiny martial armor.
Okay.
Seems like they have a good reason to be here. And the person who is literally part of the fair that is currently here.
Yeah.
Seems like they have a reason to be here.
So the champion stops you with a hand. Yes. What's your business?
I'm a member of the Starstride Fair. This is one of our new recruits. I was on an advertising run. This is Ivan Zemanov. He was on my security detail.
Mm-hmm.
We're just rejoining the fair. They should have set up already, I think, unless they were delayed.
Fair.
Star
One in the
Strike.
market district.
Yes, we were going to meet up. I was one of the mobile marketing teams.
I was guarding her also on pilgrimage to come see Marshall.
Yes.
No.
We're a little late, and we brought a new recruit.
Names then.
Tessie Starstride?
Oh, yeah.
Ivan Zemanov.
Zemanov, yes.
So-
Said.
This is Scree.
Fascinating.
She's got a cold.
Well then, on your way.
Thank you. Oh, they're with us as well.
Names for them then.
Emmeline Chauffoyer.
Ah. Wonderful. Enjoy the stand.
For sure.
Thank you.
Good day. Do svidania. And I'm bye.
Yes. Okay. So, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have to find
Either
another
way,
time.
honestly, my deception and my thievery are the exact same thing.
Oh, okay.
Like they're the same
Yeah.
the modifiers
Either
are the
way.
same number, so my roll would have been the same for either.
So,
I was just kind of curious.
Yeah, me too.
steps aside long enough for you to move past the two guards that flank him, sort of give casual nods in your general direction, and you are led out into the harbor district.
Ivan's just kind of like glee.
Sure. Tessa, you have been here before. You have probably been here at some point.
Yeah.
Though for you, it'd probably be a society check if you want to know, like, the lay of the land.
23.
Okay. So, you're currently in the harbor district.
Good guys, to Marshall's stand. We wanted to come here for a long time now.
Is that a... I know that this place holds religious significance, but is this a...
Holy pilgrim. We go
Ivan,
to full temple of Marshall.
I am so excited to see the garden with all the pretty
I'm excited
flowers
to
and
show
bushes,
you.
and it'll be great.
Oh, 3. It's not really.
I do not know how many flowers it has.
Um,
Probably looks very nice.
There are some
But this
flowers.
is Garden of Defeated Enemies.
Why is everything so disappointing here? No fairy, no garden. This sucks. I'm going back to the mountain.
It will be very nice. Trust me, it's very good garden.
Nice by some
We'll see.
definitions. It's a big
Probably
person.
does have flowers. He's not
Fine.
ugly.
Anyway,
There are some flowers.
you're current.
Some.
Sunflowers.
We find normal garden too, okay?
Okay.
Can I eat the dead people?
Shh, no. Shh. Here's food. Just shh. Stay quiet, okay? Please stay quiet.
So,
Yes, occasionally I forget.
Good thing you made us speak common.
Meant to change that back, forgot. Oh well.
haven't slept yet.
I'm gonna find the circus.
Right. So you're currently in the market. In the harbor district.
Anyone know where Market District is?
I'm getting there. You're currently in the harbor district. It's the lowest point of the city. Beneath the harbor district is what's called the shallows. It is the slums. It is essentially like you are standing currently on elevated docks, and built underneath said docks and sort of inland, where the boardwalks and such is like a shanty town essentially that stretches for a couple miles in either direction. It's a bad place to live. A significant portion of it floods at high tide.
It's pretty great.
Yup, the shallows. Beyond that is the Leylands, which is sort of your general populace. There's a mixture of shops and things in there. It might be an inn, hard to say for sure, but it's where the bulk of the population of the stand lives. And you've got further north of that, you start on the ascent, which rings the primary elevating area of the hill. The ascent is where the sort of nobility and general upper class people live. There's a smattering of shops and things there, as well as some high class accommodations, but predominantly it's housing for mansions and things of that nature. And then finally at the top you have the pinnacle, where the Temple to the Marshal and the Garden of the Slain is, as well as housing for any of the clerical people.
So likely the people that we have to talk to are.
Well, actually, the Creedsguard get their own district.
Oh, okay.
Off just east of the march, or I'm sorry, of the ascent, is the East Gate, where the national headquarters for the Creedsguard, called the High Watch, is. And then, sort of south and east of that, is the March, which is the local headquarters for the military, and includes the parade ground and the training grounds. On the other side of the hill, you have the Market Road, which is where most of the trade goes on and where the circus is set. And then finally, you have the North Gate, which houses the archives, as well as most scholarly pursuits. And that's what we'll say.
Yeah. It's conveniently timed with the music.
Yeah.
On this sketched piece of paper I did
Oh,
last night.
nice. Yeah. So, anybody know where the Market District is? I do not know way around here.
This way.
Okay.
Yes. So, it's going to take you a bit to get there. But you can cut through the Leylands and get up to the market to the market row without too much.
Society roll to know good shortcuts.
Sure.
'Cause I'm thinking that the circus comes there at least once a year.
Yeah, probably. Once every couple years, honestly.
12.
12? Okay. You can cut down the time a little bit.
Okay.
The 12 is enough to let you avoid the most dangerous parts of the city.
Good enough.
So yeah, takes you a while, but you manage to get up to the market row. There's an increasing number of people on the streets as you head up now. The Leylands has, it's a highly populated city, fairly densely populated, and so the Leylands has a fair number, but as you get to the Market Row, there's a bunch. After a little bit of looking, you manage to kind of home in on where the circus is set up, which is on kind of a fairground sort of patch of open land in the center, or kind of off to the side of if any of you would like to look around the Market Row, that is certainly a thing you can do.
I'm kind of taking in everything as we're
Okay.
going down the street.
Well, rock a perception for me then, if you would like, and I will describe some of the things you see along the way.
That is a 23.
A 23. Okay. So the Market Row arcs around kind of the whole north end of the city. So there's still quite a bit of it that you don't get to see on just getting to the circus. But you do see a number of shops of all kinds, as well as an inn, which has a nicely appointed sign out front that declares itself the Hawk and Sword Tavern. It's a 2-story building with a big sign that has a carved hawk holding a sword that apparently is made out of metal of some kind and actually kind of gleams in the light from the street lights. They have sort of like torchlight in the streets. And as you continue on, you get to see a couple of other stores, one of which proudly declares itself the Gleaming Trade, a general store with sort of embossed lettering on its sign, as well as a symbol of the Creed's Guard, which you and probably you would know means that the proprietor is a current or former member of the Creed's Guard. No other person would be allowed to display the symbol on the shop.
Cool.
And finally, you see a sort of short building kind of in between two others that has odd, almost bluish smoke coming out of the chimney stack at the top, and a sign that declares it Wundras Wondrous Alchemy.
So, first, I guess we're probably going to head to the fair.
Okay.
Did you return your halfling I borrowed?
Hi.
Slightly used.
Just like holding it up.
Mildly damp.
Mildly.
Slightly miserable.
Good condition.
If only there was someone you could ask that could dry you off.
She can do it herself. She's got
I know, yeah,
prestidigitation.
She does not.
Oh, you didn't take it. I forgot.
No.
Ah, you fool.
I know, there were other spells I wanted more.
You fool!
I might switch it out next time I get a chance to, because I never used Chill Touch, but I don't know.
It's good for
Nonetheless.
performing.
It is.
It is. It's kind of your catch-all performance spell, actually.
Yeah.
Do you
Anyway.
want confetti? Prestidigitation. Do you want to shine? Prestidigitation.
Anyway. So, you're heading for the fair.
To the
It doesn't take you, once you kind of get your bearings, you can head right there. And it doesn't take long before everybody else realizes where it is too. Because the fair is spread out over at least a couple square acres of land.
So it's hard to find. It probably wouldn't be very successful.
Yes. And you can hear the music coming in. Wish I had good fair music. I didn't expect you guys to get there this fast. But you can hear the music floating over the chatter of the city, and then the smells of food that is being freshly cooked, and then the shouts of performers as you get closer. And finally, as you get near this sort of makeshift gate that appears to have been like unfolded from a sort of folded wooden lattice work, you can see maybe 20-30 yards in someone juggling lit torches. A very tall, probably Elven Man. It's hard to say with the way the light is kind of bouncing around as he juggles the torches. But the sort of thin build tends to suggest Elven heritage. And he's almost casually just like keeping these 4.5 or so foot long torches up in the air as he kind of walks along from one place to another. People are moving about the fairground and chattering to each other. There's one large central tent set up, as well as a couple of others to the sides. You know that most of your family at this point, because it's still a little early in the night, most of your family will still be at the caravan ground, which is going to loop behind those tents, where they won't be like seen from the streets. And you obviously recognize the elf, juggling torches.
Sort of surreptitiously wave to people as I walk by.
Yep, and they don't respond to the waves, but you catch their glances.
Yeah.
They're acknowledging you on the down low.
The performance acknowledgement signals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a head nod.
Yep.
Would I recognize any of the other security guys that'll be around? Or?
You've met quite a few of the people
Yeah.
that you run across actually. You probably don't remember their names or anything, but there's a couple of other security people. It kind of looks like most of them got kind of picked up at the stand though. They seem to do this thing where they have like a rolling security force. They just come through and be like, "Oh, you're traveling somewhere? Well, we'll pay you a little bit of money to travel with us," and then hit things sometimes.
So they like get people in some cities and lose some at others.
Yeah. Yes.
Come on, guys, this way. I'm gonna try to start to lead them to the caravan ground.
And as you go, it's just like a constant bombardment of sight and sound and smell. The rain has finally like cleared out from earlier in the day, and while that means that the fairgrounds is kind of wet because it appears not to have rained quite as hard here as it did over in Appleport, but it's fairly wet, but otherwise it's nice. And as you continue on and kind of duck behind the smaller sort of left tent in the trio of tents set up, it cuts off a lot of the sound. And you see this long row of parked carts, and then maybe another 50 feet over a second row that almost creates this sort of private boulevard behind, and a fair number of forms moving about. In the relative darkness back here, it's nowhere near as well lit as it is out there.
Much bigger than I would have anticipated for a traveling fair.
See, your tribe is so cool.
We try.
Look at all these cool huts. Your food smells so good. I'm so excited to be here. This is great.
These are our caravans. You sleep in them,
Oh,
and they move. You can hug them off like a cart and take them with you.
oh my god. I'm learning so many cool things. This is awesome.
You'll notice that about half of those carts appear to have been like stripped down to the frames to build all of this stuff, and then apparently it just kind of gets transformed back into carts.
Transformers.
Our entire fair is made of Connect sets.
Pretty much.
Oh my god.
So, you know where everybody is. Who are you looking for?
I am going to look for the person who would be in charge of hiring.
Probably be your mother.
Okay.
No, mama.
Yep, then I will look for my mother.
I would also like to know who would be the one in charge of actually giving me my payment for.
Also, your mother.
I'm just going with her either
She's
way.
kind of HR here.
HR department.
Yep.
Yes. So I will go to HR, aka Mom's Caravan.
Do either of you think you would like performances? Both of you are extremely skilled at what you do, probably could find a way to
Not a
get you.
performer.
It could be performance. We could use you as could hire you as a guard. We could hire you to move things around and
here,
to help set up.
It's already set up. Spend time, might make some money on side of it.
Mm,
Your forms are very impressive.
So that fighting stuff you were doing for the kids, just show it. I think that'll be good.
I guess I can lend my sword, but I'm not really a performer.
I don't perform either, but they they need sword hands and good eyes.
Probably have spots for guards.
And my.
Stream's over. We're going home.
And I have a magic
Scree takes Ivan's axe like.
And I have a magic ring, damn it! I hate you all.
You love us and you know it.
Scree is now a barbarian.
Yes.
Sorcerer multi-class?
Yes.
Spell Rager.
Perfection.
So yeah, we go find her mom.
We did good.
So you go to the cart that you know most well. It's fairly small actually, but it appears that it's made only for carrying people and stuff and not for turning into tents or anything, because it's sort of shell of iridescent purple fabric remains. And on the side, in what looks like embroidered letters, huge star-striped fair with various shooting star kind of embellishments coming off of it. And you see a couple of people milling around the cart.
Mom!
Takes a moment, but a head pokes out of the side of the cart. Oh, Tessie.
Mm-hmm.
You're not dead, that's good.
That is good, yes.
You
I'm
hired
very
me
not
for a
dead.
reason.
Oh, you brought the dwarf.
We haven't paid him yet.
Yes, of course.
I also brought some possible new recruits.
Hi. Oh
Is
my.
that a goblin? I haven't seen a goblin in years.
Wait, have you seen a goblin?
She can make
I've
fire.
seen goblins, yes.
She can make fire with her hands, Mom.
That's very impressive.
I might be able to juggle it.
You throw it up, it then is no longer able to be caught. It just kind of keeps it going up for 30 feet.
I don't know.
It's a work in progress. This is. And so
No, it just goes up and then goes out.
I'm good at attention.
No.
Okay.
this is Scree.
Hi.
Oh, well, it's very nice to meet you.
This is Amelie. She's a monk. She knows some really cool looking fighting styles.
Oh. I do like a good fight. Well,
Well,
choreographed, obviously.
A good spar. A good demonstration
Not
of
actually
fighting skill.
that would be barbaric.
That would get you.
Everybody instantly looks at Ivan.
This is Emmeline.
Disappointing.
This is Emmeline.
Perhaps
She
later.
is not a traveling carny, but she might be good
That's
for security.
good to know. You wouldn't want the competition. Well, I'm Bonnie Starstride.
Nice to
It's
meet
very nice to meet you all. Yes, it would, because it is.
She might be helpful for security. She's very good with a blade.
you. It's been something in my family.
Sure. Friends? Any friends of yours? They're friends of yours, right? You didn't just bring them here?
Yes,
Friends.
They are.
It was
home. Can I keep them?
it was interesting, and we should Sparks.
Pokes his head out from under the shoulder of her coat somehow.
Sparks, say friends.
Friends. Oh.
You can pet him if you
Is that a
want.
pseudo dragon?
I think so. Also not food. Anyone here? Also not food.
We can buy you food,
Never
though. I'll
food.
feed you later. Oh, God.
Somehow,
Changing that
the
back to
dragon
goblin.
pouts. Shouldn't be possible, but the
Sparks just
dragon
come out of his
pouts.
mouth.
So it's been an interesting trip. So Tessie's going to pull out her notebook, hand it over to her mom, pointing particularly to
Sure.
pages about some of the stuff that happened, especially like the dreams and dream encounters and
I
things.
think first we need find lodging, go talk to guard, and then get food. Find lodging, food, guard. That order. The?
Well, if you're all going to work for us, you could just stay here.
Is it a possibility?
We have carts that are made for things bigger than halflings.
We do.
Not all of us are halflings, just because we're all stars.
If you have space, we could use lodging.
Does
We do need to talk
Emily-
to the guard, though. We got into a bit of a tangle. We didn't do anything wrong, but it notes.
We know things they need to know.
Yes.
Well, you should tell them then.
Ah,
That's the
but first, I am very
patriotic
hungry.
thing to do. I'm not from here. I don't know.
Would the Chauffoyers have any close family or friends in the area by any chance?
You could dig up some people your family has connections to. They would probably be in the Ascent somewhere.
Yeah, I was just trying to wonder how easy it would be to leverage, like, staying with a family member. If there is a close family that I've seen and traveled with before, then maybe. But if not, it's
Probably not.
not something that I'm going to try and make contact
Yeah,
for.
most of your family's close contacts would be in
In
Ariscape.
Okay, no problem.
Do you have any honey buns?
Of course we do.
I'm just gonna start crying. This is the best place I've ever seen. And then I'm gonna run out and try to find the honey bun cart.
Screams.
Too
found
excited.
So you run out, and you get to like the other side of the tents again, and you find that there are vendors selling all sorts of stuff.
It's so beautiful.
You get funnel cakes.
Don't
You
you
get-
start.
You get honey buns. You get funnel cakes. There's a breaded meat on a stick, which is not exactly a corn dog, but it's not so dissimilar in concept.
I'm gonna get one of those for Sparks, and then I'm going to buy a shit ton of honey buns to refill my hoard.
Sure.
I will go. You should try funnel cake. I think you will like.
Fun.
it has fun in the
I'll try one of those. Yes,
I
fun.
will go find some like thick, hearty meal kind of food and go
Sure.
have some dinner.
I'm going to first go into my caravan and change clothes, or well, the caravan that Tessie lives in, and change clothes.
It's a
Then go buy food.
Sure.
it's a fried confectionery. You could try some. It's good.
It's really good.
I'm gonna buy a funnel cake,
Okay.
and then I'm going to take a piece and then like try to jump up and shove it into your mouth. Eat the funnel cake. It's fun.
Roll to catch the funnel cake.
And or dodge the funnel cake.
Yes. Such as you may wish.
Oh no.
That's a 2 right there. So whatever I was rolling, it was
That funnel cake is in your nose now.
Yes. you have a face kind of mushed with funnel cake. You can still taste it. Like,
Delicious. I'm
and
just
it's
gonna
pretty
run.
good. It's it's got a little bit of honey in there.
Oh, good. We gave the goblin
Oh.
sugar.
just kind of like pick some off.
Just wait till she discovers caffeine.
It's pretty good.
And the city was burned
Yes.
down in a single night.
Nothing was left of her to stand after the goblin came.
Oh god. Yeah, so I'm just gonna be eating honey buns and funnel cake and like running around screaming
It's gonna
how
cost
awesome
you.
everything is.
It's gonna cost you like 6 silver for
That's
for
fine.
the night
I'm
of eating stuff.
is lovely.
We go. You know,
And Sparks, of course,
maybe we
munches
leave
on the.
Oh, yeah.
Free
the
here,
meat stick.
since she is not actually connected to whole corn bit, and just we go talk to
Yeah.
guard.
I
Avoid
think
avoid two problems. First problem of them seeing Scree. Second problem of trying to get Scree out of fair.
I am not a
I
problem.
think that's.
Not here.
Well,
You are
no,
not.
you are
no.
not a problem. The guards' possible reactions are a problem, but if you're in the fair, well, fairs have a wide variety of people that don't normally come to town on their own.
I do not want the person that tells Scree.
I mean, I just want to stay here anyway because it's so great. Do so many things. So mean. I might be a child, but I'm not that bad.
Like we have,
I'm sure
okay,
they
and
can
here's
set
our
you
little
up-
child. We're just gonna leave them here in the middle of the circus.
I'm sure they can set you up a place to do tricks with fire. If you're careful and don't set any guests on fire,
But
or tents on fire.
What if?
They'll show you what to set on fire, and you can set things on fire that they show you that you can set the things that they tell you to set on fire, and nothing else.
Starting to think it might be
Yes.
easier just to take her with us.
Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Leave her with trainers for training for performance, and we will
set
Well,
everything
turn
on
to
fire. Sorry. I achoo. Still sick. Hey.
Shall we go? Is
I
everybody?
want to get cleaned up first.
You want to get cleaned up before go to guard?
Yes.
Okay.
Image.
What if we
It's
just
important.
Go to guard in the morning. I know we don't want to delay, but is he up all night or it's getting late? We had a whole ferry ride. Spend night, sleep, go see him first thing when they get on shift.
That's a possibility. Might be easier.
Good idea. Good point. And I mean, some of us work at the fair, so we can always say
Ah,
if
hold
we're
on.
questioned, we had work.
I think at
came this
moment all of us can work at fair is good, side income at least. In the meantime, I go find the bath. Would you like come with? And show
Yes.
you what it's like.
As I shove food into my mouth continuously. Let's go to the bath.
You just have like a whole like bar full of food. Just like,
Yes.
What are
That
the
is exactly
colors
what
of the
happens.
Marshal?
Dark blue, like a navy blue and silver.
Alright. I'm going to activate my Ring of Rings, alternating blue and silver,
Sure.
and find a spot to set up performance.
Anybody else want to come clean up? Have a bath.
Me either.
Well, let's go. Little M, you wish?
Yeah. I will
Photoshop.
I bathe in river. This sounds like it will be nice.
It is.
Nice change.
So we'll go find a nice bathhouse to wash off.
I will find someone to cast prestidigitation on me and then change clothes.
Just-
And then, because I've got work
Fortunately,
to do.
you are not the only spellcaster in the fair.
Yes.
You are probably the highest level spellcaster in the fair. That's not true. Actually, your grandmother is. But but you are one of the highest level spellcasters in the fair.
Your grandmother, 20th level. The fair's just in her mind.
It's all in the
Turns out the fair is 5 people and a small dog.
Nice.
Just casting time stop and moving places.
wait, dog or proto dragon?
Dog.
Dog. Now a proto dragon.
Yes.
Now
Dog
it's
and proto dragon.
Proto dog.
8 people.
Proto dog.
Proto
Dog.
But so yeah, I will find. First, I guess I'll find like someone who looks like they know where things are at the fair.
Mm-hmm.
Just one of the employees or something that like would know the lay of the land or something. Someone
Okay.
hired on. Be like, where is like nicest bathhouse? We want to go have good night and clean up.
Oh, well, do you want the nicest one or the one that like actual people can afford?
I suppose how much is nicest one?
I don't know. I haven't been there. Is something
Fair.
the Ascent?
If it's on the ascent, it's going to be very expensive. Might
Do
be
we wish
worth
to
it.
splurge? We wish to.
Might be worth it. Out of curiosity, can I roll society to kind of gauge
Sure.
prices and
Yeah, like I also need to know like what does nicest entail.
Yes.
21.
That's going to be expensive.
Super expensive.
You're going to be looking at like
multiple
4
gold.
or 5 gold.
Yeah.
It's like, you
It's
know,
very
going to a spa in, you know, Beverly Hills.
expensive.
Like,
Do we want splurge? Do we want portable?
There's some expenses I think we have coming up.
I don't have to spend money on anything.
Will probably cost several gold each, I would think.
I want an
How much did
experience.
it cost you to get your rune moved over?
Hmm?
How much did it cost you to get your
was about-
rune moved over?
That was fairly pricey. Magic always costs.
3.5.
3.5.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. All right.
Let's splurge. Yeah, most expensive. Let's go find the expensive
Yes.
place. We go to a nice place. We
Sure.
find
So, you head up toward the ascent.
To the ascent.
what's the place called? Give us a name.
I'm
called
going to give you a name.
Ah.
But first,
That's the hookah bar.
the ascension, yes.
The monks who go and huff the incense.
It's like you've got the pinnacle where the temple is, and then there's this random spot in the ascent that just like juts up 40 feet in the air, just like right there.
It's just a spire like sticking out of the ground.
Oh god.
So, you guys come up into the ascent, and there's actually like a stark like delineation. When you were moving from the Leylands into the Market Row, it was kind of a blending of, you know, houses and shops, and then more shops and less houses. It was just basically all shops. But when you move into the ascent, there's like basically a line in the street. Even like the paving stones are nicer up there. It's not quite gated, but you definitely notice there's more guards around. And you know, suddenly it's these much taller buildings, and it doesn't take long before you start seeing basically mansions just kind of like everywhere. And you come across a large kind of stately building made from white stone with tall sort of like faux towers on the sides, not large enough to actually like hold meaningful numbers of people in them, but it's clearly meant to evoke the notion of a castle with crenellation at the top. And this sign, which appears to be lit by some kind of like permanent light spell in a pale violet, is the name The Violet View.
This looks
Y-E-W.
Y-E-W, like
pretentious as hell.
And the sign has you know a silver inlaid tree, which the violet light sparkles off of and creates this sort of violet color. And the light almost seems to like flow and pulse, so that it creates this kind of like movement across the sun.
You're like, seems pretentious. Everybody's like, nice, but oh.
Looks pretentious as hell. It's perfect. Let's go with it.
Yes.
Nice, but pretentious.
Emmeline.
Judge himself a little bit.
Okay, so you walk inside, and the inside is somehow nicer than the outside.
Yeah.
As you walk inside, each side of the room has these sort of torches set into the walls. But anyone here with caster levels can tell that they are magical. They are not actually like burning down the torches that way. So this is definitely an eternal flame spell. Or a continuous flame spell. And as you go in, you get tapestries along the wall in this sort of entrance. Stop speaking English for a second there. In this sort of like entrance foyer. And then there is a wide desk made of polished marble, behind which a tall woman stands. And she's maybe like 5'10". She has gracefully swept back pointed ears and is wearing like a midnight blue, almost black gown. Dark black hair is gathered up behind her into this kind of coil of braids that's held behind her head by a pair of jade pins.
Good evening. My name is Lady Chauffoyer. We travel from Athleport, and we're looking to book an appointment for the evening.
Oh, wonderful. I see you've brought some guests with you.
Yes, this is my traveling companions. This is Ivan, Tessie Stride.
She's
Oh,
not
that's
upstairs.
very good.
Oh yeah, she's
Sorry.
still working. My bad.
Yep.
Oh, did Scree come along?
Yes. Yes. Hi, I'm Scree. I would like a bath.
I see. Well,
She's also with me.
Yes. Friends.
She does have her family symbols like on her
Mhm.
armor, so there is at least some steps.
I have made my armor as shiny and gleaming as it can be. But
well then.
That's just tacky now.
I think the word is protection.
No.
I think the word
This
is
is tacky.
I think the word is still mostly dull. It's a random aspect of fleshplate. It looks like it's well made, but that's like as far as it gets. It's got a nice symbol on it.
Let's see. For 26 gold for the evening? Unless you want to stay. Are you planning to use the lodging?
We have accommodations for the night.
Oh, wonderful.
Tempted to
Well,
say
that will
I
give you...
can't afford it.
Yeah, that's going to be another, like, 6 gold.
No, thank you. I mean, I technically can afford it.
How much is that sound out?
No, for each of you, it's going to be... It's 26 total. So,
Oh, wait.
for 4 people, that's going to be about 6 gold
6.
and, like, 3 silver.
Yeah, we're good at math.
Yeah.
We
I'm not
did
good.
it.
It's like 6 gold, 5 silver, actually, but whatever.
She sees us standing there in front of us, going like, "Okay, so that's
8 gold?
no. It's like it's 5 gold apiece, right? No, 6 gold. This much."
Believe it is 6.5 gold each.
Screws, it's like shiny or other shiny?
Yes. Silver, shiny.
6 gold, 5 silver.
No.
Yeah. Do enjoy yourselves. Let any of the attendants know if you need anything.
Let's see, Bob.
Do you have a basket I could keep my sweets in? I don't want them getting wet.
Yes, of course.
Thanks.
We have to bring the goblet.
Yes. I wanted an experience.
Look,
she will smell a lot better after this. It's
Hey,
be worth it. It's going
I
to.
smell great.
I am whispering this so that you can't quite
Can I
hear.
hear
You can make
him?
a perception check to attempt to hear him.
Just
You-
tell me we
you
didn't
may
bring
make
the pseudo dragon.
a deception check, I guess, to oppose
She
it.
rolled low, so.
I mean, I got
Make one
7,
anyway.
so-
Maybe you roll a natural 1.
He got
Okay.
yeah, no. It's gonna side eye you.
It'll smell a lot better after this. It will be.
Just
It
tell
will
me
be
we
good
didn't
for it.
bring the dragon.
He pops out.
We will hide. We will hide dragon.
He like
It will
grabs
be
a piece
okay.
of whatever you're eating at the time. And,
He will smell better too. Is
Who?
We get
No.
Oh no, you guys have
we
turned
get,
away. I see.
we get private room.
Yes.
They do not.
Several rooms.
We're gonna clean your nails, Sparks.
I like nails.
I know.
Okay.
All right.
So, I suppose we will head into the accommodations they provide.
Sure.
Whatever they've
So,
got.
yeah, basically, you have your choice of spa things. You've got, there's sort of an open bathhouse area with, constantly heated from below water.
Fancy.
And you've got sort of private chambers where there are people who will give you, various beauty treatments.
Yup.
all the makings of a good girl's night out.
Yeah. And Ivan's on the
Yeah,
side.
plus Ivan. Our best
Ivan
girl.
will Ivan. Ivan actually will go and get some like personal treatment for like some of his beard
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
They definitely have stuff
It will be
geared toward men as well.
Yeah.
Like it's they're not female exclusive by any means. Believe me, Marshall Stand has its share of pretty men. Yes. Not unless you ask them to.
and then like I assume we all kind of head into the communal thing when things are done to like soak.
Uh-huh.
So
Thing Emmeline asked them to put makeup on.
Yeah.
once I'm done with like the kind of getting kind of dolled up with the beard treatments and everything, I'm gonna go into the communal room and just kind of soak
Sure.
in the pools, wait for other people to come in.
Okay. Okay.
It's been that kind of weeks.
You're about 2.5, 3 weeks in.
It's been rough.
Sure.
I'm gonna like go up to one of the people and be like, can you do something about my feet? They're kind of gross.
Yes, of course. We'll see what we can do.
Lovely. Can you also do something about this guy's feet? And we'll, like have sparks come out.
Feet.
Yes.
Yes.
We don't have anything specifically for lizards, but
Just give him a nice good scrub. Get real deep in his toesies. It's been a long time, guys. I've been alone for a long time, not bathing. It's fine.
I'm just saying.
Perhaps a trip to the veterinarian.
It's Marshall's Sand. There's got to be some being used to adventurers walking in than way more gold than they should ever by rights have.
Fair.
Or even people
Well,
walking in and asking for exotic pet
I was gonna say,
grooming.
there's almost definitely people with super exotic pets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my pet ostrich that I brought to the bath.
Yeah, exactly. It's that kind of place. Welcome to Hollywood. That's what the ostrich
Because Miss Twitters wanted to come to girls' night too.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
we could not say no. So that happens.
Yes. Wonderful.
Is everybody eventually ending up in the communal bath area?
Most likely.
Yes. I'm gonna kind of like doggy paddle around.
You have you gone swimming before? There's like
There's
mountain
rivers.
pools and things. Yeah,
Yeah.
rivers and stuff.
I used
But you
to
probably have
like
never been in
water.
like this kind of like standing
Oh.
hot water. There isn't like hot springs up in the Alpha Mountains.
I was just kind of sitting and soaking.
There's a wonderful spa place in Aris that I can take you to when we wind up back there eventually.
Is it better than this? Do they do feet scrubbing?
Yes.
Yes. We shall go.
Is it better than this?
Never.
Kind
I've
of
only
preferential.
been to nice bathhouse once before.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty around where I'm from. It just costs money. Did not have that much money usually. Made some when I would, big winnings sometimes would go to somewhere, but only once really nice.
Can I try to do like a little produce flame to try to create steam to come off?
Sure. I mean, there's a fair amount of steam already, but you can make
More steam.
More steam.
I'm just gonna like
Not
shove
hot-
my
not
face
hot enough
into
for you?
it.
No.
Be like, oh God. Home. Great.
Looking around, Spree has an odd sense of home for a goblin.
You don't even know.
It turns
You
out she's
don't
from
even
the
know.
elite aristocrat goblins. They actually
Hey.
run the entire world.
Yes.
He is one of the lizard people. That's what she is right.
It is the
Spoiler
Goblinati.
fall.
The
The
Goblinati.
Goblinati.
Writing that down.
Oh no.
Note to self.
Goblinati.
I think this is the most relaxing.
It's pretty
Oh, yeah.
likely.
Most likely.
Heat is
Well,
like,
conscious anyway.
Yes, conscious.
heat is valuable commodity down south. At Wuskill, it can be difficult to get hot baths. So
Yes. And also deadly to get cold baths.
Yes.
So-
so it's, like I say, it's expensive there.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
This we would have same price for half quality. That harder to heat.
Fortunately, we're benefiting of more neutral temperatures.
That
So in the meantime-
Yes.
Tessie, you managed to pull off. You're back in your home element, and you managed to pull off some top-rate performance.
At some point, I will tie my hoop to a rope and do some aerial hoop trips.
Sure. Are you just kind of whiling away the night as such? I guess it's a work night for you now.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
first I would either get prestidigitation or find they probably have baths or
Oh yeah.
something.
I mean, it's
No, find a bath, take a quick bath, backstage, change clothes, and then on to work. That's why I slept on the ferry, because I knew
Sure.
I was gonna get right to work.
okay. So yeah, you set into it. The main tent performances haven't started yet. Those are going to start in the next couple of days. So it's a lot of like side performance stuff. So you're kind of in your element here, because your style is very like ad hoc and kind of improvisational. It's you do participate in the main tent stuff, but you're much more at home out here. And yeah, I mean, you get crowds, you weave yourself in with other performers, and there's this kind of culture in the fair at this point where people will sort of merge performances together and then they'll part and move on, and so a given person throughout the night could see the same performer perform more or less the same routine in half a dozen different ways, because suddenly that routine is performed in conjunction with a fire eater,
Yeah.
or a sword swallower, or another acrobat, or someone who's producing flames out of nowhere.
Fire!
Yes.
And it feels nice to be back kind of like on your home turf, even though the actual turf is definitely not necessarily the most familiar to you.
Home for me is wherever this carnival tent is set up.
Exactly.
So yeah, basically yes, just wandering around and performing.
Okay. So bathhouse team.
Yeah.
That's our name.
Yes. What else?
Bathhouse team.
You guys gonna do anything else before the end of the night?
I'm assuming like since it's like a more upper class establishment, it can kind of do ironing and like other things.
Oh yeah, they'll
So-
do quick maintenance on your clothes. Anything
I
that
have-
requires like new material, they're gonna charge you an arm and a leg for. But
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I do have a set of fancy clothes that I paid
Yeah.
a lot of silver
My
for
clothes
at
are-
character creation.
very decidedly ordinary, but they are in perfect repair. Surprisingly,
sure.
almost like I have a mending spell or something.
Almost.
Sure.
So, well, I just wanted to get those like ironed out and pressed and things. So
Mhm.
I'm not actually going to be in my armor for once when we get out of things.
Okay. So yeah, they go about mending and pressing and getting everything ready for you.
Yay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically,
I'm new.
yellow.
5 gold. You should get a lot for 5.
I'm just gonna start smelling my clothes. They smell nice.
It does.
No! They washed the scent of home away from me.
It will come back. I mean, the more you wear eventually it will start to smell exactly like it did.
You don't understand. I kept my necklace on. I don't want them touching that.
That's fine. So yeah, but it smells like vaguely kind of flower-ish. Also, it's got like a hint of like wood smokiness to it.
Okay, that's acceptable, I guess.
You will probably also all notice when we're all, naked in the communal area. Ivan has a lot of scars. A lot of scars. Like all over. Most of them, like he doesn't really have. I mean, you've noticed like his face is kind of rough, but nothing bad. But like on his body, there's a lot of scars. Nothing like extreme or excessive, but from someone who was like, you can tell this. Ivan's been kind of like, some of them are very old. He's been fighting a long time in a lot of ways.
Scree has burn marks on her back. Surprisingly.
Scree can burn?
Yes, I can burn.
Particularly because she's a Charhide goblin. That's impressive.
Right? It's very impressive.
That's some serious burns.
Yes.
Probably.
Probably a little.
Probably a
Probably.
few.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Been a lot of fights.
Yeah.
you have some
There's
scars.
a few.
I mean, like, and all of
The
us will
monastery
have some
has
recent scars
excellent.
from.
The monastery has excellent like healing facilities. So there's not most things that would normally leave a scar have not, but there are a few.
And also, when you've been traveling with me, and most of your stuff has been healed by magical healing,
Mhm.
also does not leave a scar. So a lot of our wounds, actually newer wounds, won't be showing up because if I magically heal them, they don't make a scar; they're healed.
Hmm.
So,
Odd.
up to you. I'm just saying you would have noticed this. But yeah.
He was in a gang.
Gangster. Dangerous person. Currently employed, though, so.
Employed by who?
Former
Tessie.
former gangster.
Once a gangster, always a gangster.
Don't disagree, but
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, at some point, Tessie is going to slip her notebook to her father and her grandmother.
Okay.
Pointing out relevant entries.
Sure.
About the dream that she had. The dream about her companions. And then
People can have
the
kids.
situations with Tirla and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, like, older than them. Like, parents and shit. No.
Not for everybody. Anyway.
That's how Scree found Sparks. He just started singing, and a little proto dragon landed on her finger.
Yes. Tessie.
Something like
Actually,
that.
half of you have parents that are alive. I'm very proud.
Yay!
They always say that in a tabletop role playing game universe. Being an adventurer is the second most dangerous career right after being a parent.
Ivan
I
has
fall victim
foster
to the
parents
trope.
that are still alive.
Yeah.
I have parents somewhere.
Foster parents that are still alive.
That's kind of the same thing. Ish.
Yeah.
Close.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Mine are super dead.
Also, your
You have
biological
actual
parents
parents that
are
are alive.
probably still alive. They just
You just gotta
You just
bend
haven't seen them ever,
Yeah.
but they're alive.
them. They're just trash.
Wow.
It is, in fact, entirely possible Ivan's parents are still alive. Wouldn't know.
Yep. Emmeline, if you would be so kind as to roll a perception check as you guys
As we are
move
leaving.
on from the bathhouse.
15.
Okay.
Oh,
That's in one of your pockets.
Just a thorn growing out of my pocket.
Okay.
Blacksmith likely not still open.
Not at this time
But
of night.
tomorrow morning you should go if you can deal with room. Huh?
Maybe it's something to look at after the guard.
Huh.
That's the idea. Monastery could not have been kind.
Let's find a nice ale house somewhere. Good.
Only if they sell pickle juice. Otherwise, I'm just going.
We could probably find a place with pickles too. Pairs well with alcohol, actually.
It does.
Huh. That's less likely, but liquor.
Pickle shine.
If you wanted to find moonshine,
Pickle shine.
Next drink.
Pickle flavored
Next drink.
moonshine.
Oh,
You're welcome.
physically ill now.
we would have to
Companionship.
go. Let's not go there.
I mean, it's the shallows.
Yes.
This is where we go next. You're right. They will have booze at place.
At companionship place?
Likely
or...
so.
Okay.
They pair very well.
That's one that I
Oh,
won't be joining
jeez.
you guys with.
Is
Probably you don't. need
ladies
to.
of night.
Let's go.
So you're just all in.
Shri, do you have preference for boy or girl?
Either companion is fine. It's all the same to me.
I do not think they will have goblin.
Who needs a goblin? Fuck them.
That
Those
is
guys.
the idea, yes.
All right, let's just go. Let's just go.
No.
I'll figure it out when we
Nope.
get there.
So you guys are going back to the shallows?
I'm not going to the shallows. I'm going to look for.
Oh, like for a respectable horse.
Yes.
Okay.
For a not the
I'm just
highest-
saying, back, last I heard it, the plan was the shallows on this side of the town.
Respectable.
Oh, for a respectable whorehouse.
Yeah.
for the shallows, it's just any street corner, really.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
That's up to you. But
Let's go. We find.
I will let you roll a society untrained if you would like to know whether you have picked up that particular sign.
I feel like that's something that.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah,
You
got
know.
it. Like,
You
Figured it
know.
out. You know what it means. You've read the euphemism before in
Yes.
something.
That's like
Great.
No.
Companionship.
So this
The best kind.
So we are clear. Do you understand what companionship means?
We're going
Yes.
to go find
Let's
somewhere
go.
else to be.
I'm just gonna
Or
walk
I'm
off
going to go
and
find-
like try to find a companionship place.
Do you know what brothel is?
Yes.
What is?
Companionship. We're going.
she's determinedly walking ahead of you guys.
You
I am
enjoy
more-
yourselves. You enjoy yourselves on.
I'm more amused by this, so I think I will let her figure it out. I will stop any trouble. Stop any trouble from going on.
Me and Ivan, let's go.
So yeah, I will look around.
I will tell you, because this is Marshall's Stand, home of the god of hedonism, there are brothels in the Ascent. If you want to pay like double what you just paid to get clean.
I am saying I'm going to go out of that area.
Yeah.
the
Somewhere
market.
not
The
necessarily-
medium
Like
amount
I
of
will,
money.
I will look though specifically for some place that may have goblins.
On the market row?
To the shallows.
On the market row or in the
And the market.
What are you trying to say?
Something that's not terrible, but
It's the
would cater to
Marshall
that kind
Stand.
of taste if they.
I mean, in Marshall's Stand, there is nothing that caters to goblin taste.
But there might be someone to cater to someone whose taste is I want a goblin.
I don't really
It's the
want
god
a
of
goblin.
hedonism, maybe.
I don't
I-
need a goblin. This is fine.
I mean, if you're looking specifically for it, roll perception, I guess, to use the search task.
Our heroes, everyone.
Who said we're heroes? Oh no.
That's a 12.
Oh, you honestly like you find a few brothels, but nothing that looks like it would be goblin filled,
Not goblin filled. Just
goblin possessed. I like possessing of goblins,
Staffed with goblins.
stuff with goblins, whatever.
Just pick one, Ivan. It doesn't even matter.
I will find one that is reasonably nice.
Yeah, it's easy enough.
Okay. And I will go in. So
Okay.
I will follow.
Going back to the fair.
Rozvitia.
So, we'll come back to you two. As Emmeline goes back to the fair. Doing anything on the way or just heading back?
Heading back.
Okay. So you get back to the fair. Are you looking for anyone in particular?
Not really. I'm just going to enjoy the fair while I can, and then maybe take up the Star Strides on their offer for lodging for the night.
Sure.
Exchange of services. Let's just spend a lot of money.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, you wander the fair and have a pretty good time of it. Roll a perception for me somewhere along the way.
Oh, out of curiosity, which one of us had the scale?
I did. In the bag of holding, which is currently on me. If you asked for it or anything, he would have. Thinking about that before we set up.
Yeah, I don't know if I was though. Perception is a 16, and then I will roll a. Oh yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, she would have asked for it. I rolled a higher whale save, so I would have.
Then
thought
he
to
would
do
have
so.
reached into the bag of holding, pulled out the scale.
Yeah.
Okay. As you're wandering the fair, you get a chance to see some more of the staff, and one in particular, a male halfling who looks to be significantly older than Tessie. Is wearing a pendant. On the pendant, that's
Is there usually like well, I guess I haven't had a lot of contact with people from this.
you've never actually physically spoken to any of them.
Yeah.
Probably, well, just wandering in Midway should probably pretty easily find Tessie.
Yeah, and you know what Tessie's performances look like. You'd be able to spot her from a fair distance.
That's fair.
What else?
I guess I would like to walk up and talk to the fellow in question.
Okay.
Tessie probably looks like she's gonna
Probably. I'll leave it up to you whether you pause for Emmeline.
Tessie, honestly, right now, probably Tessie is just wrapping up one performance and like she's gonna transition into another one.
If she looks like she's busy, Emily's probably not going to.
It looks like it could be a good time to approach her because she looks like she's wrapping one up and not yet transitioned into another one.
Okay. I'm still not sure I'm going to talk to you about it anyway because it's kind of a thing that's on the side.
Cool.
So he's going to walk up to the fellow in question and be like, "Good evening," and kind of subtly draw a simplified version of the symbol in the dirt with my foot. Kind of gesture at it. Subtly.
Oh.
And then wipe it away.
Hello there.
Hi. I've recently been talking, well, in communication with some of your compatriots. I was wondering if perhaps
You
you were
mean-
one that slipped something into
yeah,
my
yeah,
clothing.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I thought you meant Tessie.
No. Sorry. Yeah, I've been traveling with Tessie as well.
Yeah. But you mean other things? Okay.
Is usually the fair line with that?
Oh, not all of us.
I would have been curious to find out that certain things. I was wondering if you were the one that slipped things into my pockets earlier.
Not that I recall.
Hmm.
But doesn't really matter which one.
That's fair. That's probably a professional secret. It's like I can't ask you how you get your stuff. How do you guys keep finding me?
Well, here's the thing. We don't necessarily know why we do the things we do. We get indications and we follow.
Curious.
So it's not that we're following you, it's that in places you happen to be, there's some of us getting indications to do things.
It's fascinating.
It's a fun life.
That makes sense. Do I know that this is related to any deity things, or is this a just
do
an
you have religion
organization?
trained?
I have no.
We'll let you go. We'll let you go. We'll let you roll lore cults for this, due to the specific nature of this.
15.
You've heard vague rumors that the Star Strides worship the Walker, and that they are more or less a traveling cult of the Walker.
But in terms of the organization, what do I know that that organization is associated with
No.
Squadron? Okay. Curious. Well, I've gotten nothing but good information from you, and your.
It's usually good. That's why we give it.
and
Well, I should say, we give it so that it's good information.
I appreciate it. It's had some influence in my life, and I just wanted to let someone know.
Well, that's the point. I'm glad it's gone well for you. Means we've done our jobs well. I should say, I'm glad it's been effective for you. That means it's done our jobs well. Doesn't always go well, I suppose. It's complicated, fate, and all that.
It's a complicated world. Thank you. I'm going to walk
Enjoy
on
the
this.
fair.
If there's some area where there's dancing, I'm going to go dance.
Okay. There is
Oh, yeah.
certainly areas of dancing at the fair.
Yes, I have it. Because when you're a thief, you can have everything trained. It's great.
Rogues.
So
So
many
many skills.
So little time.
So, back to Team Brothel Rogue.
Team
Well,
slash-
first, actually,
Team
while we're at the
slash and
fair,
burn.
Tessie,
Slash and burn.
is there anything you
Don't
want to
think
get
about it
done
too hard.
at the fair?
Pat, pat.
She'll probably want to talk to her family about what happened
Okay,
at some point,
sure.
particularly her dad and her grandmother.
Okay. Do you want to do that now?
Sure.
Okay.
If it's not a bad time.
So you go and you find your family.
Yeah, because she's on break from a performance.
Right.
She switched off, like, the stage she was using, she switched with another performer to take a break.
Mm-hmm. Your grandmother, as she almost always is back with the carts. She doesn't really do any of the performance end of things. But you can. She is the fair.
So Tessie's going to go back to the caravans and pick up her journal on the way.
Sure.
Grandma,
Yes, dear.
stuff's happening.
Is it? Well, that's good.
So I had a dream that I was on an adventure with this group of people I hadn't met before except Ivan. He was there
Yes.
too.
Which one's Ivan?
A dwarf.
Oh, he's not one of us.
Hmm?
I forget how many of us there are sometimes. Sorry, keep going.
And then the next day, everyone in my dream was in the inn that we were staying in. And in my dream, we found this thing, and I show her the picture of the black scale. And then town was attacked by, I show her a picture of the thorn zombies. These things
Uh-huh.
and this cleric-ish, kind of, I think, maybe. Jury's out on that one. Kicked our asses. She was the one who made the zombies and they escaped from her. And she said she wanted us to collect items for her. She's trying to figure out how to resurrect people permanently.
Tell everybody everything.
There's a reason you tell.
No, I know.
Well,
It's just funny.
That's not so hard. Oh, well, I guess it depends.
And I don't think that's something she should be messing with. So, but the thing she asked us to get for her was the thing that we found in my dream.
Oh, you took a wrong turn.
Yeah, we took a wrong turn. So now we have to go tell the guard stuff. I'm not sure how much. Because the guard and Adeline caught us, kind of. Figured out we were lying when we told him part of what happened, but didn't tell him we had met with the cleric and fought her, and things are going on.
Well, you should be careful not to tell them too much. They can't handle it, the poor dears.
I know. I might have already told them too much. I'm not always sure how much is too much.
It's hard to say without doing it first. After that, it gets a lot easier.
It does. We don't know what else she's gonna send us for. She talked to one of us in a dream, the cleric,
Oh,
after
that's special.
we found the scale, and said to wait for further instruction. And we've been having these dreams with this man. He calls himself the Bramble Man. And wait, I can't remember. Does Tessie? Has someone told Tessie that he said he was a god? I cannot remember.
I did not say that out loud.
Okay,
Actually, he's never said it to you.
noted.
He did.
Oh, no, he did. He
He
No,
specifically
Sorry.
said it to me.
Yes, yes.
Then
He
Tessie
said it
does.
to me too.
He also said it to Ivan. Yeah. It was, for some reason, I thought it was
think I s-
Amelie and
I-
Ivan, but it's Emily.
I think I said that he said he was a god.
Yes, Ivan did say it.
And
I mean, I don't believe him or care.
Ivan.
and
Not my
I
god.
and I quote, Bramble Dream,
Oh, yeah.
he a god. Fuck.
Ivan did say that out loud. I
Yes,
remember now.
Ivan did say it.
And Ivan said that when Ivan dreamt of him, he said he was a god.
He might be. It's hard to say.
It is hard to say.
You get those sometimes.
So advice would be helpful.
Well, you should find out if it's a god.
True.
Oh, did you want something more specific? I suppose waiting for more dreams would be effective.
I haven't had really any notable ones since
Oh, that's a shame.
the first one, but I've been writing them all down.
Okay. Well, I'll let you know if anything comes up. But it looks like you were meant for something quite significant, or you wouldn't have gotten a wrong turn.
Yeah, that's what took us so long. I might have to leave for a little while.
Takes a lot of energy, I suppose, to change course. Well, I'll have to look.
Okay. Let me know what you see.
And she just hands back the journal and goes back to brewing tea. It looked like maybe yes.
Something grand.
So brothel team.
Bravo.
Brothel team.
Transition.
Goes back to knitting a circus tent.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like we need
Getting a circus tent out of nothing.
Magic.
We find a
You
nice brothel.
you find a nice brothel,
Oh, yeah.
as these things go, and you go inside, and it's about what you would expect. It's dark, not like pitch black dark, but dim. The lights are shrouded in red, and you've got someone in a corner playing an instrument. It's kind of hard to immediately tell what instrument it is. It might literally just be somebody with ghost sound. pretending.
It's hard.
Yes.
Yes.
It's hard. You can't really see very well, so, It's one of those problems with, dark vision is great. Low light vision is less good. And since it's not dark, your dark vision isn't helping you.
I think no, dark vision does.
Dark vision gives you also low light vision, but low light vision still is just, better in dim light.
Well. You're like,
But I can
Yes.
still see perfectly well for 60 feet.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll walk up to whatever looks like the front man.
Yeah. So there's clearly a bit of a staff around. It's hard to say. It's hard to say if you find the madam specifically, but there are a couple of people who are candidates.
But I walk up to whoever looks like you.
Mm-hmm.
And my companion, each like the companion for the life.
Oh.
You're my friend.
Both at the same time, or?
no.
No, separate.
Oh, okay.
You don't happen to have any dwarves, do you?
I think we do.
That would be greatly appreciated.
Dwarf women.
Ah,
Okay. Yeah, I think we got one. Short on dwarf men if you're looking for a job.
I'll think about it.
Do you have any orcs?
I don't think so. Hard to get orcs this time of year.
Yeah.
Half work with
Job
that be.
opportunity.
All right. Anybody will do. Just give me your decentest one.
Anyone at all?
Anyone. I don't care. As long as they can speak common or goblin, it's fine.
Okay. Avoiding a couple of jokes, moving on.
Yes. Wait, I want to hear their joke.
Nope.
Right?
But
Well then,
Dwarf and a goblin walk into a brothel. Already sounds like a joke.
we got marked as mature on Twitch, and I'm gonna keep it that way. well, that'll be what? A gold each then. Do you need any food brought up to you, drinks, things like that?
No, I have my own food.
a drink would be appreciated.
Okay,
Wait, do you have pickle juice?
I'll see.
Have
We
any
might.
pickles and pickles.
Great.
We do use pickles sometimes, so
Sweet.
might have a bit of the juice.
Okay.
Is that something people drink?
That's something that people drink.
Oh. You learn something new every day.
Right? It's so great here.
I'll send someone up for you then.
Okay, thanks.
Give me the juice.
Juice.
So, you get a
Great.
dwarven woman sent up to you. She's pretty good looking as dwarves, from a dwarven perspective.
Beard is lovely.
Stout. Yeah, she's got sort of a short beard for most of the face, and then it comes down in two really nicely formed
in
braids.
Pathfinder, do dwarven women have beards or?
They never said. My dwarven women can have beards
If they choose.
if they choose,
Hmm.
as is the case with any other beard growing.
I mean, there's also magic, so.
Yes.
Anybody can have a beard.
Yes. But yes, dwarven women in my setting are capable of growing beards, and she has a very nice one. It's sort of a chestnut brown.
No good woman.
Yes. But it kind of accentuates the shape of her face,
Mm.
and then comes down in these two nice braids with beadwork worked into it. And she's wearing a nice dress.
Some goblins are very proud of their beards.
So
They got them off of adventures.
Yes.
Yes.
Goblins, generally speaking, don't have facial hair, but unless they
They do when they take them from the adventure.
Yes.
if you can't make your own facial hair, store bought will do.
Yeah.
So I guess we can fade to black and
Yeah,
that
he-
encounter.
He
over
will
there.
exchange niceties and
Yep.
have a good time.
Yes. You get a big burly human.
Fantastic.
He's got the thick mustache and close cropped black hair. And he's wearing this sort of like tight version of a dock worker's outfit, more or less, that is clearly for show rather than function. The implication seems to be that, you know, this is the sort of person who specializes in people who want, you know, the rugged type.
Lovely. I'm assuming there's a bed.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna kind of hop on the bed and kind of pat it and be like, come here, come here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Do you want a honey bun? I have a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah? Great. Okay. This is great. All right. Here's a honey bun. All right. Like, so I've never really paid for a companion before, so I'm kind of nervous. So just bear with me. It might be a little bit of a rambling situation, and I'm sorry, but like, okay, so you know my mom's name is named after honey buns, so this is just so great that they sell them here. And where is my pickle juice? I want my juice. Anyway.
Bring me that juice.
Like, this is so great. This town is awesome. I've never been out of the mountains before. I'm just gonna keep rambling about my life for a little bit. All right, this is great.
Nods and looks vaguely dazed.
Yes.
Like he probably has the dazed condition right now.
My birthday is coming up soon, and I'm like super terrified, but that's like a whole nother story. Anyway,
Begin therapy session.
Yes.
Hey,
Companionship.
she paid a good gold for this therapy session. It's pretty good.
My
good money,
traveling friend, question mark, wants me to perform for her carnival circus thing, and I'm so scared because I've never really performed without my friend before, and he's not going to be there. And would you come so like I have someone to like look at, so I'm not so terrified?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, great.
Is the carnival this like now?
No, I mean I don't know when I'm going to perform, so you should just come every night.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you honey buns. They have this thing called fun cake. Fun L cake. It's great. It's delicious. You'll love it. This is so great. Making friends, companions, it's so nice. I went to a bathhouse.
It's real nice.
Yes. I'm just gonna kind of keep rambling on all night about my poor, pathetic life.
It's kind of okay with it.
Yeah. Mention something about the curse thing.
So
Something about fire.
Is he dazed the whole time, or is at any point
No,
do you kind
after
of
a while
break down
he's
and
like,
actually like
and how did that make you feel?
Horrible. He's dead. I was supposed to get married to his son, but he hates me. He's probably the chief now. Who knows anymore? I got banished.
this guy now knows
Sucks.
so much about goblin society.
He now has goblin lore. So.
he gets lore Iafa Mountain Goblin tribes.
Yes.
He was thenceforth referred to as the Goblin Whisperer.
Oh, do you want to pet my dragon?
You got a dragon?
I got a dragon! Here you go. He just comes down on my cloak.
Are they always so small?
Well, no, he's kind of like a baby.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm his fake mother, and Rue is his fake father. It's great. Well, until he hates me, but it's great.
Just gonna pet it. Oh, his scales are softer than I thought.
Right? Lick him. He likes you. Ah. Don't.
Friends?
Yes, don't eat him.
Friends.
Friends.
Never.
Anyway, this has been great. I hope Ivan's having a great time talking to his companion. Everything's wonderful here in the city.
Yes, it's real nice here.
Yes. Do you like your job talking to people all night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what I'm best at.
Yeah.
It's a real calling.
Yeah. God, I'll have to try it sometime. I can just take a load off, get stuff off my chest. It's wonderful.
It usually involves that, yeah.
Ew. But yeah.
I meant that to be slightly perverse, and then I realized there's like 4 more perverse ways to interpret that I was not thinking about.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Great. This is good.
So,
I'll just keep feeding him honey buns.
cool.
Here, eat this.
Yes.
Here, eat this.
I have some funnel cake left over. Here. I'll give him the whole entire. With the honey buns, I only ate half of it.
The bag is entirely pastry.
Yes.
She
Now
has
that my
her
rock
own
collection's
secret
gone.
bag of holding. Nothing but pastry, bottom to top.
That's Scree's magical item. It's just a pastry holder.
Yes.
It's a bag of holding that
Pastry
works only for
specific
pastry.
bag
It's
of
the
holding.
donut sack.
It keeps them fresh.
Want to see a cool trick?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to use my necklace thing to do a ghost sound
Uh-huh.
and have it just be like whispering in his ears and stuff. Spirits!
Is,
Spirits!
is that a good thing?
Yes! It's the spiritual ancestors of the guy I was supposed to marry. He gave this to me when I was like
I
2.
thought I hated you.
He didn't always. I kind of might have accidentally killed his dad on accident. I don't know what
So-
happened.
So then his ancestors, are they like okay with you now?
Yeah, I mean they know I didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why don't they tell him?
They can't do it because they're with me. So
Oh,
yeah, but I can't go back.
yeah.
No, he might kill me.
Yeah, good
probably.
point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. So you are like my new best friend. I'm so happy.
Well, that's good. I always wanted a goblin best friend.
Yeah. What's your name?
You never asked that guy's name, so I can use it again. I'm Orm.
Or
Crest Creek.
Creek. Oh, creeks are so lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you live by one?
No.
Oh, okay.
I live here.
Oh, you live here. Do you live like in here in the house thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you just stay here forever?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I see you have plenty of friends just from walking around. So many companions. It's lovely.
It's real nice.
Yeah. Well, here's more honey buns. I'm gonna go back to the carnival. I feel so much better now. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you have fun. I'll be there when I can when I'm not working.
Yes. I'll keep an eye out for you, and then I'll buy you fun L cake later. After. It'll
Yeah,
be great.
that'll be good.
Yes.
And I'll let you know if I see any goblin ancestors or whatever.
Yes. Oh. If you see a goblin that has like orange spiky mohawk with earrings, just happen to pass through, that's my dad. Can you tell him that I'm looking for him?
Oh yeah, sure.
Great. Thanks.
What was your name again?
Scree.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Thanks. Orm. You're the best, Orm. Say bye, Sparks. Bye.
Spikes.
No.
Oh, bye.
Yes, there you go. All right. I leave.
Ivan will be waiting for you outside. He probably took quite a bit less time,
Yes.
but he was sitting there waiting.
Yes.
She comes back out.
Super happy. Companions are so great.
Ah,
So wait, did Ivan actually hear anything, or does he
No.
just like
no, the rooms will be private. But
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you just do the
it's. Did you have fun?
Of course I did. Companions are nice.
And what did you do?
You know, the stuff that you do with companions. Let's just go. You don't need to know my business, Ivan.
Fair enough.
So, as you two head back toward the carnival, I assume.
Yes.
Fair.
Yes.
Emily, where did you go back to the fair as well? Where did
What did
you?
you do?
Or are you still companion? Or were you companioning? I don't.
No.
Okay. Right. I'm so sorry. I thought for some reason that you were with them, and then I realized that
Nope.
you weren't.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do some sightseeing. Where are you gonna go? Sure. You want to just wander a while?
Yeah.
Okay.
no longer.
Sure.
Upwards or downwards?
Yeah, you're going up toward the ascent, down toward the Leylands, or around the whole other side. Nobody's gonna stop you as such. I mean, you might get some weird looks.
You're
but
clean with freshly laundered clothes now. It's,
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean you're a half orc, but you're still wearing the.
You look like
bladed
you might
palm collar.
actually be nice enough to, not be thrown out by the guards.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Go up.
I mean, you can see the moon from here, but there are better views as you go up into the ascent, because the buildings are further apart. and stuff, yeah.
Unfortunately, they are blocked by the highest place, and
Which is directly between the moon and all points in Marshall's plan. Somehow, because
Magic.
highest. So, you go up toward the ascent, and let me have you roll a perception real quick. Okay. So you've never really had the chance to see like the upper crust of cities, and as you wander through, you get a good feel for kind of the opulence of the place. And to a certain degree, the monastery had some really, really like nice things, but it was a very different kind of nice. This is in a couple of places. There's definitely money being spent just to show that there's money being spent, and you find yourself almost like getting lost wandering through this. And after a while, you feel kind of the area change again as you cross over once more into the pinnacle. And immediately there's no more of the mansions. There's the occasional sort of like smallish housing building, but much more it's shrines and monuments and things like that. And as you wander through, you do see a figure wearing robes similar to yours. He's not as tall as you are. He's maybe like 5'10", but fairly sturdily built. He's got dark brown skin, close cropped black hair, and he is wearing a tunic similar to yours with a single silver stripe down the center of the blue trim that marks him as a master of you've seen bladed palm, sorry. You've seen a number of masters and were trained by a number of them. There are a couple of levels of master, and this guy would fall kind of into the middle of that pack based on the one stripe. But it's pretty impressive still. He turns a little bit startled, so I suddenly seeing you. Oh. Well, I'm on a pilgrimage to the stand. It's I don't get a chance to travel alone often, and I thought I would take this opportunity to spend some time here. No, not at all. Come, in fact, sit. And I think that is where we're going to stop for the evening. And we'll pick up on that conversation at the beginning of our next game. I know. I'm using that. We will pick up on that conversation later. So, thank you all for joining us this evening for our 8th episode of Have Dice Will Save. Yeah. Oh, you good? Okay.
I just knocked something over and it was noisy,
Yeah.
but it was less damaging than it sounded.
I hope you all enjoyed it. This was one of the more fun and definitely role-playing heavy episodes that we've done. I thought we could use a night of like hard character development. And like any time I
Backgrounds.
give you guys a choice, you guys made some of the weirdest ones possible.
You're welcome.
So cool. Yeah, so I guess real quick one more time. We do now have the chance to get subscriptions. If you guys would like to support what we're doing, or if, for instance, you have Twitch Prime, which, by the way, if you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime.
You just have to link your account.
Just have to link the accounts. Google will help you with that. You get a free subscription every month, and it would be super cool if you threw that our way. But, you know, whatever.
Yep, if you have Amazon Prime and are not using your Twitch Prime, link it to your Twitch account, and please use your free subscription on us.
Yep.
It'd be super cool.
Good
It
luck.
would be super cool.
Yes.
So, in the meantime, we do have the emote in the works and a couple more emotes coming down the pipe. We have this past week, Charlie and I got to do our first sort of side quest stream, which was a lot of fun. We played Dicey Dungeons, and that's something that we're going to look at doing more of. Both, you know, more of Dicey Dungeons, but also more other games, kind of like similar and synergistic with our tabletop stuff. What else do we have coming up? We have the Halloween stream coming up. And we are actually looking at, we've got another couple of things in development that I can't really talk about just yet because they're not developed enough, but that hopefully we will have for you soon. We have schemes.
We are
Here's
plotting.
schemes.
We have infinite schemes. We are a scheme factory.
So many
Um,
schemes.
Which thing?
What thing?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, so I have family
Yeah.
So next week I will not.
Right. So, yeah, sadly we will be short a Morgan next week.
Yeah, Emily, why?
She'll be talking to this guy I just threw at.
Amelie
That's why I
will,
threw him at her. Jeez.
will be communing with a monk.
Meeting with a monk for an hour.
Oh,
Oh,
Emily
I should have
Emily
said
is silent.
specifically, he actually doesn't look that old. For a master, he's actually really young.
Someone said I was silent.
Oh no.
Amelie is silent.
Oh no!
Can't hear it all. Why?
Oh, yeah, Amelie is silent.
Rip.
That's weird.
That is weird.
Huh.
Your light's on. I can see it.
Yeah.
Was Amelie talking during her scene just now?
Was she silent during the scene? You can just use
Yeah.
this mic for now. I don't know. That sucks.
Cut off when?
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, well, yeah,
Alright,
just
well,
talking
we'll
to
figure
Paul.
that out.
Anyway, we'll fix that. Sorry
Okay.
about that. We're still like ironing out some of the weird quirks of our operation.
We will be down in Morgan next week due
Yes.
to
We will be down in
Family
Morgan next
issues.
week due to family things.
Mhm.
But Amelie will be doing interesting things in the meantime that she and I will talk about.
Yay.
Monk
Companionship,
things.
perhaps. Who knows?
Right. I hear they're the best.
Anyway,
They're great for counseling.
Yes. Private therapist.
yes, she will have actual companionship talking to this guy.
Haha.
Anyway, okay. So,
Yeah.
thanks again for joining us this evening. We hope to see you again next Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern.
We want to maybe see who subscribed to the stream, or do we have a thank
Oh,
we do
that is a
have
good-
one
We can
more.
thank him if we have
a
do
list
of
a
it.
new one.
A good point.
list of
Real quick.
subscribers? We can.
Theoretically,
Like
it
a
could do this
gong.
automatically for us.
Hit the gong behind it.
Okay, well that
Gongs are expensive. That's like
that feed is
$100.
not being
Okay.
useful to me.
Oh no.
What?
Tragedy.
So we will default to.
So yeah, we're pulling up a list of
Oh,
the people who subscribed. So
Oh.
Yes, although that is almost certainly outdated.
Oh
And
no.
for some reason, Streamlabs isn't picking up on the fact that Quake TV followed or subscribed to us.
Justin.
And now
We did
I'm
it.
concerned about whether or not anyone else did, and it didn't tell us.
That'd be horrible.
That would be.
Yeah,
painful,
well, but maybe we can
horrible.
figure that out for
Well, we'll figure out
next
how to
time. But
get that
thank
worked,
you to
but
everyone who did subscribe. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
We appreciate it.
We very much appreciate it. So,
We're a real Twitch channel.
hopefully we'll see
Yeah.
you again
Yeah.
next Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern for episode 9. No, you should not.
You're
In
not
the
gonna be here,
meantime,
so shush.
Oh, it's a Halloween one.
Oh God.
This is how you get sued by the Jackson Estate.
Yes.
Yes. Let's not.
Let's
But
not
yeah,
poke
let's,
the giantest bears there ever were to poke.
Yeah.
in the meantime, keep your friends close and your dice closer. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.